Yeah, before we get started, let's take a look at the brackets for where we are now. Actually, you can't quite even see it here. Now you can. Yeah, so Zerton against Recon, they faced off 2 times before in this series. As you can see in the top right corner, once in the winner's bracket, Recon was kicked down to the loser's bracket. However, he was able to win the loser's bracket and then beat Zerton 4-1 last week. So because Zerton came from the winner's bracket and Recon came from the loser's bracket, Recon has to win 2 best of 7s. So today we're playing this final best of 7, which is going to be the final match, the final series of this tournament. So stay tuned, guys. First map is going to be Treasure Island. Let's see, I have the civilizations for both players. Gotta turn on the sound for my in-game. There we go. Right, so 1 more minute and we'll start. I think the mic sound was a bit too low compared to the music earlier. I just have like a playlist of every Age of Empires song playing. But with the current music it should be fine. If not, let me know and I'll adjust the volume a little bit. Yeah, so this tournament we've been using this wheel to determine what the first map is going to be. Actually, whatever your map is going to be. What do you guys prefer? In previous tournaments we've had like loser's choice for maps. I think in terms of civilizations, I really like this rule that you can only play 1 civilization once per series. Thanks for the feedback, Nightblood. So Orange Optimal is saying, I hope Zerton learned from his last game. I hope so too, man. Last series we saw Zerton playing a bit more standard. Well, it was mostly Recon playing very creatively, yet very well thought out strats. And I know he's been thinking of a lot of strategies this game, for this series. So if some of you guys can advertise on like Reddit, Project Celeste, on ESOC, because I came home a bit late and I can't make the topic myself. So if any of you can bump the topics I made on those platforms, that would be absolutely great. Alright, here we go, guys. Welcome to this best of 7 series. It's the finals. It's the Spartan Champions tournament. We've got Recon playing the Egyptian civilization, and he's facing off against Zerton, who's playing the Greeks. Actually picking Greeks on the very first map, which is an interesting pick. At the start of this tournament we saw people picking their, like the better civilizations, I would say, like Persia, Egypt, Celts. Those would get picked in the first few games, and then later on people would switch But this is a best of 7. It's going to be 4 games minimum. So Certain going for his Greek now. Both players do have the first 2 minutes of the game to restart. For every game they can restart it once. So that's why I'm keeping the chat hider there. I can also restart the game myself. Ooh, there's a deer that managed to live. So both players starting off kind of safe. No fast barracks, which for the Egyptian player is kind of standard, I guess. Maybe for the Greeks you could go for a spear rush. So let's see, I know Recon likes to scout his opponent early. He's already passed his scout by the base of Zertan. He knows there's no barracks. So it looks like we may have a very boomy game on our hands. Both players going for stone now, which is an indication that they will build a town center first. So in response to the rules of the tournament, Iri says he likes these Civ rules and maybe loser's choice for the maps. Or Civ ban. Ooh, Civ bans would also be interesting. We've never had that. Let's remove that. Right. So both players are just aging up right now. We have the 5 villagers on stone for Zertan, 4 for Recon. Neither player going for a duck right now. But this is a good warm-up game, also for me to get into the groove. Let's see, what would be a nice place to put a town center? This seems pretty juicy to me. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't put it here. Recon still has 100 stone to gather. Certain already has the resources for it. He's actually going for this spot, so maybe he can drop some food off from the gazelles, I think. Not sure, maybe it's not possible to put it in here efficiently. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it also covers the hand a bit. So Recon already has a priestess, which is really nice. And he's gonna build it on this back gold mine. So both players kind of starting cautious, no crazy strategies. No forward barracks, champion spearman. Certain is just on top of his scouting game right now. And this hunt does not have killed deer, so these deers will automatically run away. Oh, and look at this. This one villager. So I've often talked about this instant animation that the Egyptian and Greek villagers have. And you can see it being utilized here. So with barely losing any build time, he was able to kill 4 deers. So Zertan's town center is already up. And for him it's the same thing, he should kill these deer. Like, this one will run away for sure. He's gonna build a barracks. Like a nice 2-for-1 storehouse here on the berries and the gold. Ooh, Recon does not have handsaw yet. It's actually pretty big. Handsaw, probably the best economic. So the Mista says in the chat, shall I co-cast? Yeah, I'm fine with you co-casting a game, but not like during the series. We can make plans in advance. Plus I already have a co-caster. I think you have an idea who it may be. I'm just having this first game to warm myself up a little bit. Like doing all the OBS stuff. Making sure I don't mess up the score or stuff, or have the players being the wrong color. And then when I'm warmed up, I will invite PF2K himself for the next game already. But yeah, co-cast with the Mista would also be nice. So far my co-cast with Mista mainly been him lecturing me about how the game works, so that's always fun to listen to, right? Ooh, Recon Scout is pretty low. Okay, so we see the 1-1-1 for Zerton. It's a very classic Greek approach to playing any game. And Recon has gone up for the Rex play, so no stables at all. Zerton just sending one Seri to scout. Did a scout die? I think it may have died. So he's now, this Seri has been promoted to scout. He's gonna run in. Oh, there's actually a third priestess here. It's gonna heal up the scout completely. So let's get a villager count. 34, 35 for Recon against the 35 for Zerton as well. Recon just got Spearman Champion. So he's just gonna build a massive Rex force. Zerton scouting the coast. Ooh, and looks like Recon was just planning to build a dock there. Here we go. This may be a very unlucky timing actually for Zerton. Looks like this villager will just arrive as the Seri leaves, so Recon also scouting the coast, and he sees no dock. There's already a farm being put down.
The chosen one.
Ah, I think that's our 200 follow, guys. Carnival 0145. Thanks for the follow, man. So Recon has some food left here, but he's gonna go for a bunch of farms really. At this point he may also get the upgrade. Zerton is not building villages right now. So just playing really safe. I mean, this is the finals match. You don't want to be making any big mistakes or pull off a risky strategy. Yeah, I think the scout can head back home and get healed up again. So the dock is up. It's rallied on this fishing spot, so it's gonna queue a fishing boat. It's gonna get a bit more economy. Look at this, Recon getting the healing upgrade. I like to see this. So one of the two temple upgrades, the Temple of Rise. Healing rate, and you can also get more range for all the priests. But the healing rate is really good, 40% is not to be underestimated. So we have an academy and an armory for Zerton. So the academy is an indication that he's gonna get the upgrade, I think it's called Philosophy, which makes your upgrades research faster, so you can go to H3 fast. So maybe he's thinking about going for fast H3, or maybe just getting fast armory upgrades. It's a big investment to go for both armory upgrades and an academy, and he might need those resources he's going to spend on that, because there's an army coming in. Recon Scout being positioned really nicely. He knows exactly where the army of Zerton is. I think Zerton has no idea. This Seri did stay alive. Did it end up scouting the dock? It did. Okay, so he does know about the dock. There is a villager here to build one for Zerton as soon as he has the resources. Philosophy is being researched, so we will see those crazy Greek updates. So Carnival asks, are there some rules, maybe change faction or something like that? Yes, so there are 6 civilizations in Age of Empires Online, and for this tournament you can only play a civilization once per series, so this is a best of 7. So we will see different civilizations every game, except for the very last game. If there's going to be a game 7, well, there's not 7 civilizations, so then you can pick whatever you want again. So Zerton spreading his army. He's sitting at troops. 131 population against 135 for Recon, so very close in population. However, these Greek units are a lot more pop efficient. So you would expect the Egyptian player to be a bit further ahead. Meanwhile, we do see that H3 being researched. So this barrack spam, usually when Egyptian players go for barrack... Oh, he's also H3. Okay. Sorry, I completely missed that Recon went H3 as well. Did not get any champion upgrades yet. He is getting the range upgrade as well. And he has an armory. So yeah, you don't see the Egyptian age up in the observer UI. But he went there. He's got an armory. Just upgrading the armor. This is his first armory upgrade. Certain has just a pierce attack for now. So yeah, what I was saying, normally we see Egyptian players playing the Rex only to be very aggressive, and like as soon as there's like 20 units out, just play very aggressively. However, Recon is not doing this. It's probably part of his strategy. However, these cheap Egyptian units do lose a bit of their value over game. I think when the populations become big. I mean, there's Chakshodi's champion now. He also got Sari champion. I think Recon is going for a fast H4 maybe. Look at his resources. He's got a fort here. He's building a market here. And his third TC on the other side, so that will be nice for trading. Certain TC is kind of in an awkward position here. I guess just outside of ship range. No market yet. Villager count 76 for Zertan against the 72 for Recon. So very close still. They're sharing the water right now, which is interesting considering that Zertan does know about the dock for Recon. Recon has... oh, he even scouted this before it got finished. They are way more on top of their game than I am right now. His army is just defending. Certain likes his watch post. He got some nice vision. He had a watch post here, but it was cleared. So playing very cautiously, I would say. X-Men champion is being researched. Singer champion. What's up, Alberto? Ooh. And, looks like we may have some action here. There are a bunch of upgrades coming right now. He's getting every single priest upgrade in the game. He's gonna get the movement speed now. Ooh, there's an elephant going rogue here. So there's gonna be a market for Zertan as well. He's gonna fortify this position with a fort. This elephant just went back and forth. So the tension is rising. Something's gonna happen soon. Oh, here we go. I think Recon... oh. Certain has got the surround set up. Will these Egyptian units be strong enough to deal with the surround? Oh, I don't know about this. It doesn't look good. There are two elephants there. But there are some siege towers here which are gonna deny this fort. These units are champion, but Recon doing a really nice job reinforcing his army. He is 20 pop ahead right now. So wow, the surround may not have been good enough. That's just amazing. I think the armory upgrades were quite equal there as well. I did not expect that at all. I thought the Egyptian army would fall a bit harder there. And now suddenly he's 50 population ahead. How does he do this? I guess I could have taken a bit of a better look at what the Sarasophorai were doing. Maybe they were not killing the slingers. Tower's going down, but looks like Recon is in the driver's seat right now. There are still 3 elephants here. No temple or anything to convert these elephants. Checking out this side. Look at the massive population difference. Basically out of nowhere. I mean, this town center looks like it's gonna go down. Zertan is still at 78 villagers, but he can't use all of these farms right now. And he's just forced to tap out. Right, so Egypt is considered as one of the better civilizations right now. So winning a game as Egypt is not as significant, but still, the first game, it matters. So 1-0 to Recon. Ta-da! And now we're gonna go to the wheel. For the next map. So next map is gonna be on equal footing. Alright. So the players are just discussing the game. Meanwhile, I invite my co-caster. Let's change the score here as well.
Hello?
Hello? Spoiler alert.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I thought so. When I saw the engagement before you called me, I could guess the ending, but I suppose it's a spoiler regardless.
Yeah, so there is a 2-minute delay on the stream, guys, so that's why inviting PS2K over here already is kind of a spoiler to him. So yeah, while you watch the end of the game, I'll just discuss the stats, I guess. Let's take a look at these villagers. Yeah, it was really equal, really cautious game, I would say, by both players. Not taking much risk. There was only one engagement. Like none of the big aggression we are used to seeing from Zerton. So at the end, we did see that Zerton went all the way up to 93 villagers, while Recon sticked at 80. So there was maybe a slight difference there in military. Yeah, this is of course hard to see because Zerton has he had a bunch of Sarasophoroi and Prodromos, so I think the army sizes were quite equal in terms of population. But that engagement just went so well. I think we should give some credit to the priestesses as well, healing in combat, being so far upgraded as well. I mean, they're sitting at 7.8 speed, 14 healing rate, 19 healing range. That's actually insane, 19 healing range.
And they heal in combat in an area. So if you don't focus them down, you're losing in a significant amount of your army's DPS.
Yeah.
Kudos to Recon for remembering to build priestesses and getting the upgrades for them.
Yeah, he started them very early, and there was very early in the game he already had a third one to heal his scout. Okay, so both players are already ready. Let's just quickly go over these stats. Can you see my screen fine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So idle villagers. Recon doing a really nice job keeping his idle villagers down. At the end, Zerton kind of had to move his economy.
Did you check the text?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next tabs now. Yeah, let's first check the text. So Recon at 23, 4 more than Zerton.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see, because usually Egypt has a lower number of techs in that stat tab because of the way they age up and their armory, but if you're behind Egypt, then that number is not really the best thing.
Yeah, so guys, when you age up as any civilization, that's not Greek or Babylon.
I mean Egypt and Babylon.
Babylon
only age
only
2.
age 2. It will, like, aging up will show as a tech here, so.
Yeah.
So in terms of armory, I think they were pretty equal. Zerton was just missing 2 to max out his age 3 one. Recon was just missing 1.
But I liked how Zerton got the academy early and got the philosophy tech early on. That's a really good upgrade. Underrated upgrade.
So look
But
at these
it was pretty
resources gathered.
close.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
very close. Slightly more gold for Recon.
Recon gathered 29 more resources. I mean...
Wait, is that at like 35k
Oh,
though?
oh, you're right.
Or-
You're right. Sorry, I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
2k and 29.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. And overall, yeah, Recon just doing a bit better in that engagement, killing more units. I think that's it for this game. Let's see if both players are ready.
All right. What was the next map? Did you spin the wheel yet?
Yeah, we spin the wheel. It's gonna be equal footing. Oh wait, I need to put this on game 2.
Oh, excellent. Equal footing is actually a rare sight these days, thanks to the wheel.
Yeah, it used to be very popular. Well, actually, I think maybe Shelter's Pass was even more common.
Nice.
So we already get a small glimpse of the civilizations.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
I think Zertan is still AFK.
It seems like it. Yeah, not accepting.
So any final thoughts on that last game? I mean, you were watching it as an observer.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised at how convincingly Recon won that engagement, because he was surrounded by the Greek army, and then suddenly those priestesses just came in clutch and gave Recon's army just enough sustain to kill the Greek army. And that's that's one of Greek's biggest weaknesses. They don't have any healing. Basically,
So you would say that that's the biggest reason that engagement went that way?
I think so. Yeah, I think the priestesses were the most important reason.
They were fully
That
upgraded
Recon-
though. That's
Yeah. 14 heal per second is nothing to sneeze at, especially when it's healing in an area. But anyway, let's get to this game. We got CG Recon spawning as the Red Greeks on the top side. You want to do the spin? Nice.
I got you covered, man.
Thank you. And we got CG Zertan as the Blue Celts in the bottom side of equal footing. Both players already found a couple of sheep, so they're gonna be good on food for a while. Yeah, look at those sheep. I think sheep are the best looking herdables in the game, actually.
Well, especially this icon on the bottom looks pretty good.
That's so good, yeah.
Look at them just ringing their bell like, let's go. Yeah, so equal footing a map with an abundance of resources. So there's back golds all around. Look at this, man. This is actually really good for Recon. I think he may have gotten a little bit the better end of the spawn, but then again, I mean this gold is maybe a bit harder to defend than this gold, but this map will always be balanced, so no worries about that. So once again, Zertan going for an early stone storehouse and maybe looking to go town center first to repeat his strategy of last game, which was just playing real passively. But Recon is now going to play a bit more aggressively, and he's going to spear rush into the Celts. What do you think about this?
Spear rushing into Celts is not something you see often, to be honest, but is he actually sending them over? I'm not sure of how smart this is, because when two spearmen attack your spearmen, you can never run away, because the snare is infinite. But also the Celt spearmen are faster than the Greek ones, so I don't know.
But you do need the barracks to make them.
That's true. Zertan has so many sheep.
Hey, yeah, 6 sheep.
12K, I mean 1.2K food right there. Not that Celts need any safe food against Greeks, but still. I guess Recon knows that there are no spearmen, I mean no barracks for certain, and these two spearmen are just there to try and pressure him into making barracks, but
There's 3 spearmen
Zertan
even
was
now.
3 spears, yeah, sorry.
Looks like he's only gonna go for the 3 in total.
I mean, the pressure is nice. Maybe they can force Zertan to make his TC somewhere less ideal than what he would normally place it in. And behind this, Recon is getting his own TC readied up, with 5 villagers on stone. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just like I said, like normally I don't think Zertan would want to. Oh my God, that stuck villager.
I think you can just
start building.
retask it and then it will...
Yeah, you can just garrison it and flip it from the other side. But yeah, I was gonna say that I don't think Zertan would have wanted to place his TC there ideally, but these 3 spearmen are kind of annoying, and maybe they're gonna get one villager there. Yeah, one
this is
villager
all
and
very close next to
oh
each other.
no! Oh, he died.
I think they were body blocking each other. Like, okay, this villager got unstuck. Okay, one villager goes down. However, Recon did pay the cost of rushing so that his own town center will be up later now. So it in my view, it kind of evens out. He did get Zertan to build his town center in a really defensive position. Like, there was already a wood storehouse here, so it's really not ideal for Zertan. He's actually already going for pickaxe. Interesting.
Going full greedy mode, I guess. Maybe even like. Do you think he's gonna go for like a straight to H3 strategy or something?
We haven't seen that before in this matchup, but he may very well go for that. You will need the houses as well, because I think it's 6 houses that you need if you're gonna go for a fast H3.
He already has enough wood for 3 more houses, so he just needs to get 500 of each resource.
He is.
I mean, food and gold. I mean, there you go. I think it's straight H3, to be honest.
You're right. He's spreading the houses so they don't all get scouted at the same time. However, Recon is a very smart guy. I think he scouts 2 houses being built. Do you think he will realize what's going on here?
Honestly, I can say that I think it's possible, but you never know, because when you play, like when you watch a game, it's way easier to like take a moment and think about what each player is doing. But when you're actually playing, it's a lot harder to think
that's very
and
true.
analyze the situation.
I have found that for Recon, he seems to be playing the game like other people would be watching a game. Like, if you saw his scouting, he just went all the way from here to here. He knows everything. I think he is very capable of just taking a step back and thinking about the situation, thinking about what's going on. He sees no military buildings. He sees a bunch of houses. He's gonna suicide his scout now, just to be certain about what's going on.
And one thing to note is that Hypaspists are now faster than they used to be. So if Zertan wants to go for fast Wold Raiders, these Hypaspists are gonna be more able to deal with them. We'll see. And in like 10 seconds, Recon is gonna get the notification that Zertan has gone to H3. And Kilt H3 actually takes a little shorter than all other civs. As you can see, it's 50 seconds to the 60 of other civs. So even if Recon starts to go H3 now, it's gonna be a full minute before... Oh, that's a really nice block by the Spearman, but he gets punched to death by the angry Celtic mob.
Yeah, delaying the town center by
at least 2 or 3 seconds.
And he also was watching that. Actually, he scouted the town center foundation as well.
I mean, he doesn't have to have scouted it, but the spearman died there, so... with his last breath, he saw foundations. Oh, so Zerdan's not making Wood Raiders. He's actually going for bowmen and longswordsmen. Okay.
Interesting.
And there's Recon on his way to H3. No academy yet. No
Would you have
armory.
built an academy in this situation? Oh my god.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he needs to fix that wood line.
So he's pushing in with the little force that he has so far. Actually, I think I missed a bit. These villagers are a bit low health.
I think those are the leftovers from the early Spearman raid.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Not sure. Yeah, but there's a Sacred Grove, there's a stable, and another stable, so double horsemen with one archery range and one barracks. That's really interesting and new. Can't say I have seen this before.
Yeah, I think horsemen, they're a really good unit, and especially after all the buffs they've received. Like, they're cheaper now. Actually, I think that's the only buff, right? That they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And you can build
I
the
think
stables
so.
already in H2?
Nope.
Oh,
That never got through. I would have loved to do that, but
yeah.
that never got through. I wanted to put the Immortal Camp and Kilt Stable to H2, even though they couldn't train any units, but we never really
Yeah,
got on
I
the
think
final
the idea
agreement
was
with
that it may be too confusing for new players. Like,
Yeah.
they're building a building and then they can make it in units, and they're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Who made this game?
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I think that was the main argument against doing that, but it would have been interesting. So we do have an augur being trained here, and it can perform a ride. So this is what Zertan's plan is. He's gonna sacrifice his animal and reduce the train time of all units by 20 seconds, and that does include villagers. So it's also a nice economic boost. So here we go.
Oh my god, that deer just got tricked.
His eyes got look at him, just realizing what
Oh
happened. Oh,
man,
he's gone.
not like this.
So
He
12
died.
seconds training time for villagers now.
Yeah, one thing though, Zertan, I mean, both players are being a little too passive here. Especially Zertan, now that he has these horsemen, I would have liked to see him send them around a bit, but
I agree.
maybe he's just trying to be safe. And look at this queue, his units are training so fast. How many villagers is that?
64
61?
against a 55 for Recon. So
Wow.
Recon does realize the passive play, but he did make quite a forward, almost soldier level town center once again.
Yeah.
This is actually quite forward. So taking a bit of the map, Zertan doing his classic watch post, which he always does in this map. If you're playing against Zertan and it's around the 10-minute mark, look in these positions and there will be watch posts there. And he's not gonna stop building them. Like, if you destroy them. Oh, he's going for one here as well. This is a nice position. He's gonna scout out these villagers. He's actually moving in. Taking a bit more map control. He has some vision here. If you go to his vision, he knows about the
Recon
little.
is making hoplites now. I think hoplites are a good decision here because they're tanky and they have bonus against cav. And that's the major part of Zertan's army right now. He has mostly bowmen and horsemen.
Yeah, he has
and
14
hoplites-
longswordsmen with the champion upgrade, and there are 11 hoplites on the other side. So
16 tops.
double armory, he's getting pierce armor and pierce attack. So even though he went
Yeah.
for the double stable, he still only has the one archery range. No, he has the second one now.
Does Recon have any armory upgrades? Oh, this is gonna be
Behold
pretty
the
important.
chosen.
Look at the armies, yeah. Not sure if... I would have taken that fight, I think.
As
I
Recon.
mean, maybe, no, as Zertan, I think he can safely engage that, but
I would
maybe
say
he's
so
also
too.
waiting for those armory upgrades to hit.
I think he should, and there's no armory for Recon. At least I can't find one. I'm pretty sure there's not one. He still has the 111, and in the front he has the another 111, and then an extra barracks.
Double 111.
It's the new meta, man. Double 111. Also known as 222.
Right.
Oh, there's the armory. Actually, he does have a pierce attack. Just looking
Okay,
over.
so he's only one upgrade behind at this point, but in like 25 seconds. Oh, that's really nice by Zertan getting the building DPS
Yeah, so
for
he's now
his unit
using
and just right clicking.
the other right,
Yeah.
which increases damage against buildings. I think this fighting is a bit loud actually. I think I'd turn that back up. I should turn it down.
Can't do anything. So, did Recon lose any villagers? Okay, no. I was gonna say that he's losing a lot of villagers. Oh man, those gold miners. But that was a nice defense by Recon there. He didn't
Yeah.
he didn't
Sorry guys.
lose too many units. And now he's getting Tuxody's champion, but I'm not sure if he should push here now because he has no healing and Zerdan's units are getting healed by those druids. And yeah, he should back off.
He is down 15 population now. I was kind of distracted during that engagement. What the hell happened?
Those villagers tanked a lot of those bowmen.
They are very low now.
Yeah, and he does have no access to a tent, unfortunately. But is Recon sniping the druids with his town center? I think he is.
There's still one druid alive here. He's full HP.
Yeah, just one. No elder druids though. No heal upgrade for those druids.
No gift of Sequana upgrade, which is the 40% healing rate that the priestesses of Ra also get.
Yeah, on the left side. What is that on the left side? Under the blue. Okay.
Oh.
Walls. Oh, this is a fort off.
Fort off. 9 against 8 villagers.
8. Yes, but Zerdan's cav do melee damage, so if they try to do a cav off on their fort off.
Okay, Zerdan notices what's going on. He had his camera there. He's sending over
his horsemen.
6 horsemen.
Yeah.
Recon
And
also
Recon
seeing
this
this.
Whole army.
He's gonna very slowly move across.
Yeah, I think that's pretty smart though, because they will get to fight for that spot either way with their armies. But yeah, these horsemen are. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Those Saris, if they don't stop the villagers now, that fort goes up. It's gonna be really hard for Recon to finish that fortress. But here's the entirety of Recon's army. Oh, but that fort goes up, and nothing to kill buildings with here. Where's the rest of Zerd's army? Oh, this is really good for him. Pushing in the TC while Recon is distracted here.
Yeah, so the Greek army mainly pierce damage, and these fortresses just have 80% pierce armor.
Yeah, and Recon is losing his TC here. Oh, that's not really good. He does have more than enough resources to rebuild the TC, so I think he's just gonna give up this position. And oh my god, those villagers just bought Zerdan so much time.
He is not repairing the fort, which he definitely should do.
He was.
Okay, he's just gonna save the villagers. Okay,
yeah.
My bad.
But he traded a fort for a town center, and I think that's more than ideal for Zerdan.
Yeah, and he's now up almost 20 population, and that is all in villagers. He's at 90 villagers to only 65 for Recon.
Yeah, so okay, Recon is remaking his villagers, but one big problem here is that Recon is pop capped at 160 to Zerdan's 180 right now, so he needs to be really careful with engaging here because there's a wall there, and yeah, it's gonna be difficult for him to escape actually. Oh, there's Zerdan's army, and Recon does not want to be here. He's making the TC first, so by the time the Zerdan's army reaches there, the fort is not gonna be up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh.
He is gonna decide to fight.
Recon, oh my god, yeah, he's gonna just. I don't know what he's gonna do. If Zerdan decides to give chase here, he is gonna see the TC. But oh my god, those horsemen, we missed that. See, the thing is, I don't see all of the minimap because of this Discord call, so you have to pay more attention to the minimap than I do. But alright, so I'm not sure if Zerdan wants to take this engagement here, to be honest. Those Tuxodes are just raining down. But also
seems to be a pretty good position.
Water Raiders are gonna kill the fort. Water Raiders are gonna kill the fort. Yeah, it's not gonna go up. Yeah, it got down.
And now there's only Tuxodes left.
Tuxodes champion though.
25 bowmen, 33 Tuxodes. Looks like Recon is able to hold on. So yeah, there are also horsemen here. I also need to look at the armory.
I think Zerton has all armory actually.
He's just getting his last upgrades for
Yeah, he
H3.
is. He's quite ahead actually.
And Recon, yeah, he doesn't even have his H2 melee, so he is going to be 4 armory upgrades behind when these all finish. And look at the score, he's also down. He's down to 57 villagers. There's units here as well.
Yeah, Zerton making rams now. But he is not making any units. He's like 154 population only.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking about going H4 now. He needs a lot
He
more
doesn't
gold for
have
that.
nearly enough gold.
Just gonna defend this wall, sending some more World Raiders in here. I like this amount of World Raiders. Does he have a Bard Hall? Probably not.
I don't see one. But he does have the Elder Druid upgrade now. Pretty sure I saw that.
He's making another Augur and another Sacred Deer to do some more sacrificing. Ooh, these World Raiders kind of getting caught.
Yeah, but this is just Zerton taking advantage of Greek's biggest weakness, and it's just mobility with their army. Like, he's never fighting Recon head on, which is what Recon wants to do. He's just having a small amount of units everywhere on the map and just doing these little damages here and there. And as you can see, Recon is struggling at dealing with that.
He's doing work with these small raids. Like, there's 3 units here. Like, this was cleaned up, but there's still a few units in the back, and this is just such a pain to deal with when you're playing Greeks. I mean, Recon did a really nice job starting those walls, but he never really got round to completely securing his base, and now there's rams. So a fort went up here.
Rams are not that hard to kill, but
that's very true, especially when there's 8 hypaspis. Oh, I really like this. He right-clicked the farms. Farms will get 2-shot, I think, if I saw it correctly.
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying if your entire food economy gets shut down.
Yeah, this is just Recon is not able to deal with all these raids because if he leaves this position, then he loses the other position, and if it goes there, he loses this position. As you can see, he's just indecisive with his army, and this is just good play by Zerton.
Yeah, very nice multi-pronged pressure. This was the place where the markets were. Now he's just gonna run away. He got the markets. Maybe he scouted
to stay here. Yep.
And now he's just gonna go H4. He did a lot of damage. He's sitting at 92 villagers still against only 66 for Recon. He sees the score. Oh, he's even gonna deny that fort. The building right coming in a bit late. There's a big delay on that. And Recon is just gonna tap out.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Well played.
Wow, very well. Making use of the Celtic civilization strength, mobility against the Greeks. This is how you want to play this matchup, guys. Take notes. Yeah, let's first go to the wheel. I really don't like how the music stops when I alt tab.
Maybe you should just play music from outside and not play music.
I thought about that, but
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
That's true. Okay, so yeah, let's first look at the map for game 3. Zerton equalizing it to 1-1. Next map is going to be Mountain Crossing.
Mountain Crossing, okay. It's going to be pretty good.
Right, so let me... So what do you think about this game?
I think that was really well played by Zerton. He got hold on, I think we got a donation. We got a $50 donation from Zura.
No way!
Yeah, I just read it from the chat. Let me just open the notifications thing for Project
CSC. I have it open.
So much, Zura.
I have the Streamlabs notification box open for both Project Celeste and Isaac, but it doesn't always show up. I did hear some sounds. I'm sorry, it did not show up. Thanks a lot for the donation. Oh my god. Stay in character, P2K. Let's let's take a look at these stats. Alright, so what did we see this game? So Zertan going for a fast H3 strategy, and he kind of got away with it. He went for a very economic build. We saw the early pickaxe, we saw the town center first, fast H3 to some rights, and then Recon going for the 1-1-1 and H2, but not really able to exert any pressure onto Zertan. He did keep Zertan a bit in his own base, but Zertan was never really in trouble or struggling for resources. So
not really.
if we
Yeah,
look
he
at
basically went H3 without any military buildings. Basically.
I think that's what he did, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he did that. Yeah.
So yeah, we see Zertan at about the 8-minute mark skyrocketing in villagers, and Recon was always one step behind, and I think that's kind of what summarizes the game as well. Like in this position, Zertan was just a bit earlier there, and Recon just lost so much trying to defend it. All those villagers died. Never really got a lot of map control. Zertan was able to map off this corner. I really like this strategy of just working the corners in the mid game, so your opponent can get a nice market line.
Oh yeah, so that donation was indeed to ESOC TV AOYO. So
yeah, I should have that notification box on as well, but I don't have access to the Streamlabs because I don't own the Twitch account. So yeah, I'm not sure how I can see that.
If I do another 50, will they put me on top of that $99 guy? I think they do. Yeah, I think you get there. The all-time.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
How it works.
Oh, you have to put it there. Yeah, that's correct.
Right now you're below Sexy Henry 94, man.
Zuda 50.
Hey, thanks a lot, Zuda. Okay, so if you guys don't know Zuda, he was a developer for this game back in the beta, and I think also the start of the when the game was launched. And he also has some really nice tutorials. We still look at a lot of those 101 videos that he made like years ago. They're still very relevant. So if you're new and you're looking to learn PvP, take a look at those videos. Ask a more experienced player, and can provide you with a link to Zuda's channel. It's not the first time he's donated as well. Thanks a lot, man. Right, so returning to the game. Let's take a look at the current military. Engagements were quite equal as well. We did have this first, I think it's one of the first engagements where they fought on the right side on this town center. And Zertan did kill the town center there, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think. I mean, I'm not sure if that TC placement was the best. Like, quite honestly, I would, if I was Recon, I would place my third TC at the very top of the map. Like, the very, very top of the map.
Here.
So that I can, make a market line for like 100 or 130 gold per trip caravan route, right where he has his 3rd TC now.
Look
if
at
he had,
what's going on here actually?
Those wolves, I think, those wolves.
Oh my god, look at this at the end. Like Recon was doing a really nice job on his idle villagers, but at the end, just 30. Alright, so let's take one more minute. Look at this, the armies were quite equal. If you look at the text, we did see Zertan bring up one. I got another notification, but I did not see what it was again, so...
I'm 99% sure that it was another 50 donation from Zuda, just to be number 1 on the...
Okay, as soon as that's confirmed, I will edit the other one. Okay, so Zertan ahead, 7 techs. We did see him finishing his H3 armory completely, and Zuda lacking 4 behind, all the melee. So there was no melee armor at all on these units, in terms of army upgrades. So those Woad Raiders were doing a really nice job.
Alright, never mind. That was just the follow
Wow, it's
from
just,
Vampire
never mind.
DK2.
Never mind.
Yep.
Put the champagne cup back on the champagne bottle. Yeah, so gathering 10,000 more resources. That's actually quite a lot.
That's significant in a 20-minute game.
Yeah. And only killing a few more units. So it was mainly the economic advantage that the kind of the strategy from Zertan provided that made him win this game.
Yeah, that was nice because really Recon did not have a setup to be able to punish the fast H3, and Zertan just got fast H3, got the auger, and got the training time reduction right, and he just skyrocketed in villagers. But let's see, this is the third game.
Yeah, good right usage by Zertan as well. We saw him use the build. Oh yeah, that's what he did. He used the building right, and then he sniped the town center really fast. He used it another time, not so successfully, but that was actually. We don't often see Celt players use those rights to their full potential. So that's
Here we go.
nice.
We got CG Zertan spawning as the blue Persians in the left side of the map. Do the spin, please.
Nah, I only do the spin once per series. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That sucks.
it's a special
Alright,
treat.
alright. Okay. And we got CG Recon and as the red Babylonians on the right side. We can see that he's not going for a Spearman Rush. At least not the super fast version of it. And on the other side, let's check Zertan. He's not going for fast barracks either.
Hold on.
And
I think we got it, man. I just heard. I'm pretty sure that was the notification for the donation. So I think the $50 are in. So that's
there you go.
very
Yeah,
nice.
that's another $50 by Zudo that puts him above Sexy Henry.
Rip Sexy Henry. Step it up, man.
Yeah.
You're third place. No, thanks a lot, Zuda. It's really nice.
Thanks a lot, man.
It's,
As always.
Yeah, as always. There's a cheeky villager. He's going for. He has big plans. I think he may even go for the pond of Recon, because he's taking a long way around the middle pond, which does have a kind of.
It's not a he, it's a she.
Oh, it's a
It's
she.
a Persian girl.
We're just spammed with notifications now, and none of them are popping up on my alert box. So just thank you guys for all the follows, hosts, donations. He's just going to build in the middle pond.
And Recon is gonna scout it immediately, I think. Or is that Zertan
That's
scout?
Zertan
Never
scout.
mind.
So
Okay.
kind of like if you want to go for instant middle pond, you can send a villager way earlier. So I'm not sure what Zertan's plan is here. Maybe it's a bit indecisive, or maybe just to full Recon. Recon is scouting the middle pond right now again. He did not see that villager. Right now he does not know about this dock being built. But now he does. Let's see how he responds. He was going to H2. He's getting stone as well. So he built 3 ox carts. Just has the 2 guys on stone right now. No dock in his pond. Zertan also going for stone. So once again a boomy game. This is really different to the first best of 7 these guys played, which was just full of aggression and aggressive plays. So if you guys haven't seen that, check the videos on this channel for the first best of 7 they played last week. For some very aggressive games. Second fishing boat already going down for Zertan. He's going to H2 as well. No military yet, so it looks like they're just gonna boom, and I think you can boom a lot better if you have the middle pond. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Recon's plan is here. Is he just gonna let Zertan get away with free fishing on the neutral pond? Because you don't really want to let the Persian get away with that, because the #1 enemy of Babylon as Persia is the Asabara, and Asabaras are really food heavy, so if you have access to those fish without any contest from your opponent, you can just make a, a million Asabaras and just be super annoying for your Babylonian opponent.
Yeah.
And
I think
looks
I
like
fixed the
they're-
problem. my,
No problem.
my second PC is froze, so that's why nothing was showing up. I was looking at the chat and it
Alright.
looked very familiar from like 10 minutes ago. So yeah, let me fix that. In the meantime, we do have this town center going up for recon on this gold mine. It's going to be a bit faster than Zerton, who's going to put this town center here. What do you think about this position?
I think it's pretty good. Maybe you could have put it on the other side for like another 15 gold per trip for caravans, but that's just
Yeah.
me being
I think on your
perfectionist.
30C you can still place very much in the corner. So we're talking about the market route, which very often on this map people build town center here and the market here. So you have that's about 120 routes, I think, right? Maybe a bit less than that. Okay, so certain scouting out. Recon he does not see any military buildings yet. Recon is actually going for some gardens. It's really nice. I hope also that he does not forget about the ziggurat upgrades this game. Ooh, and Zerton
There's
taking a
a
lot of
prison
damage.
scout.
Oh no, it died.
Oh man, he hit the ground
Was
with his face. Okay, well, let's check. Does Zerton have any military buildings up yet? Barracks.
Let's go build a
Okay.
barracks. Interesting. So he has 3 fishing boats. He has the fishing upgrades. He's building fishing boats on his own pond, so he's just going to be able to boom so much harder. However, playing a boomy game against the Babylonians is also not something what you want to do.
And to be honest, though, I would be perfectly happy with what Zerton is doing if I was him as well. I mean, against Babylon as Persia, you just need time to get your stable army going, and any extra second you can buy to get your Asabara count higher, you take it. I mean, I would take it. Maybe not Zuda. I mean, sorry, not Zuda.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Suda as well. Yeah, I got my other PC back up and running, so I should see those notifications now. Also, I missed the entire chat, so that kind of sucks. Oh, we do have 37 viewers. Wow.
41 on my screen.
Oh god. I think they all left when they heard about me messing up. Alright, so he's going for the 1-1-1 now.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Maybe you could have made double stable, but it's just fine also. Recon going to H3. Is he gathering more stone? Can you check? He is, so he's gonna go for get a third TC as soon as he hits H3. He did get his garden, so that's very nice. And on the other side, Zerton's getting Asabaros and Spearmen.
Oh, by the way, are you looking at the chat? It looks like there's some moderation maybe needed. I'm not sure how many mods we have in the chat actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Oh my god, anxiety donating 20 bucks. Now I can see it.
Donation train hype, donation
Oh, it's
train
the sexy
hype,
robot
donation train hype.
Oh, you can hear this, I think, right?
I can't actually.
Okay, it's not donation. We're just being spammed with donations right now. Sexy Henry
I love you,
donating
Zita.
$52, so he's now sitting at 102. Zuda is sitting at 100. He says, "I love you, Zuda."
Thanks, guys. You're the best. Oh, here are the Asabara, or no, he's just using one for scouting.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, not forgetting about the ziggurat tax. He's just getting
Yeah,
upgrades
very
for
nice.
more gardens. He's upgrading
Royal
the gardens.
guards.
Yeah. No,
Royal
no.
Guards by
Oh, he's
Recon.
making royal guards. You're right.
Dude, I see them. Yeah, the Royal Guards. So Zuda, asking if there have been any balance changes since the server went down, and it's Yeah, there's been 10 balance patches since Celeste was made, so you can find the history of all the balance changes on the website and also on the PvP Discord. So I hope somebody puts the link in the chat. Looks like Erie already did, so
Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, we've had a team of balance team members. Like a balance team of about 5 to 7 for the last year.
Yep.
With some lots of discussion, and I've been a part of it myself for a while.
that's true. So one of the changes that have been made that you may not be used to is that Babylonians have access to royal guards in Age 3 now. Before they used to be an Age 4 unit, but after some consideration and discussion, we moved them to Age 3 and reduced their cost by 10 resources each. So they're more used too. I mean, they're more used now. Oh my god. My English failing. Alright, so Zerdan's trying to attack Recon's economy with the Zasabara, but I think Zerdan's in a better position at this point, to be honest. Look at the map. It's more blue than red, right? He has more map control.
Yeah, that's very true.
Can you check their upgrades?
I'm sorry, I'm just being a bit distracted by all these donations. Also, the donation sound is really loud, and I can't change the volume. So every time, you're talking about your ears being hurt. What about my ears? Nah, it's all good. It's worth the pain. Yeah. So in terms of upgrades, so we just see Asabara champion going up for Zertan. He has an armory and he's had it for a while. He's just queuing his second armory upgrade and the third one as well in the same armory. So he has Pierce attack right now. Take a look at his army. He has 9 bowmen and 1 Takabara, so not that much Pierce units actually. And he is scouting this siege tower, so he knows what's coming. We've seen this in the game before. Siege towers, very good. Once you garrison units in here, they get a ranged attack, so they can shoot arrows, and the damage they deal will go up the more units you put inside.
Yep.
So Recon,
their range damage, I mean their splash damage got buffed to 2 from
Cover
1, so they're... I can't hear anything!
We just got another $50 donation by Zuda. Oh my god, I think we're at like... Already
100?
Wait, how many? I think we're at almost $350 for the next tournament. So we can start planning that, I think. Holy crap, guys.
That's insane.
Thanks a lot. And I'm sorry for the volume, I can't change that. Okay, so Zertan just putting some pressure here. And we do see those markets we talked about. The H3 town center was not put in the corner completely, so this is not going to be... This is only going to be like 80 or 70, I think.
70 is the best I can see for this market route, but Recon does have all of his gardens, so his armor upgrades, even though they started later than Zertan's... Oh wow, Zertan's going for H4. This is the perfect time for Recon to push, while Zertan has invested 3,600 resources into this H4. Yeah. And Recon's army is pretty scary, to be honest. He has spearmen and royal guards and lancers and siege towers.
He is maxed, and Zertan on the other hand is sitting at 160 population, so comparing the villager count, 79 for Recon to the 82 of Zertan. So villager counts quite equal. I mean, we do have the ox carts and the gardens.
That push is really scary, but Zertan is lucky to have this like natural wood line, that natural wall with the wood line. Yes, basically covering his entire base, and I don't know if Recon wants to trap himself there, because I mean, he does have the siege tower, so he can just kill the wall right away. But Zertan's now H4, and he is making war wagons, which is really nice. Not many shield bearers in this army, so those war wagons are going to kill those infantry pretty fast. But there are mounted archers there as well.
10 of them.
Oh my god, this is... Yeah.
15 Asabara. Ooh, and so he is loading up just whatever units he can grab inside this one siege tower, which is going to shoot at the ranged ball. The other siege towers are just going to serve as ramps, very nicely microing the mounted archers on top of the Asabaras. But these siege towers are going down.
That TC is not going down. That's an H4 TC being repaired by like 10 villagers, so... Yeah, Recon realizes that this is not an attack he can win, but he is actually H4 himself, so he did get to H4 while this attack was going on, so they just basically traded armies. And I think Recon is fine with that, because now he has set up with a lot of gardens.
I think Zertan definitely got the better end of that trade though. He's also got a bit more villagers. He's sitting at 100 now against the 83. Wait.
Did he sell his account to Steve or something? What is it with these?
He's still making them. Man. Yeah, we did see Iron Press Steve himself playing the ladder, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. God damn, that's a lot of villagers. But Recon is getting the next garden upgrade as well, so he's on top of his garden game, getting 12 royal gardens, but he is lacking total war. Maybe he gets it now that he has the resources for it. Not sure.
It's a very
the
important
Asabar are
upgrade,
so low. It is. But Recon is not producing any units at the moment.
Okay, let's
are those war chariots in the queue?
He is making some war chariots, indeed.
Okay, interesting.
And we do have a Palantonon out and a war wagon, so this late game Persian army is very good against any civilization, I would say.
Recon doesn't have any fortresses, so he doesn't have access to paladins. Oh, never mind. Yep.
There's one right here. So looking at the upgrades quickly. So not that many armor upgrades for both players actually. So Zertan just getting his final H2 one, so he will have every single H2 armor upgrade, while he's in H4. Recon just has the 3.
Tower.
He's missing Pierce attack. I don't think that Palantonon can hit the fort.
It can, I think. Pretty sure. Palantonons can shoot further than they can see, but if you get vision on the building, you can just sit back and fire away. Yeah, and shoot at the
does not lose at donation wars.
Fortress, and Recon doesn't have the resources to make a Palantonon of his own. But he needs to...
So he just got a $5 donation from Anxiety. He says he is warning Sexy Henry that you do not win a donation war against Suda. We will see. Actually, at this point, I may have to ask Eerie if he can keep an overview of all the donations so far, so I can update the.
Oh, this is huge. Can he kill the Palantonon before it can kill the fortress? Oh no, that Palantonon by Recon just got retasked to some other unit.
He doesn't have vision of it.
Ooh, that sucks.
$1 from Cure.
Keep the hype.
Keep the hype, he says.
Okay, there goes the Palantonon from Zertan, but he does have a fortress of his own up there now as well. So he's gonna make more Palantonons. And there's the total war from Recon, so...
Very nice, not forgetting about those important Ziggurat upgrades. He has Pharmacology as well, which is gonna heal his units 1 HP every second.
Yeah, can you check the garden route? I mean, never mind, not garden, the market route for Recon.
72
How
gold.
many is he getting? That's good. That's decent.
64 for Zertan actually, it's not ideal.
Wow, it's worse. Okay, but Zertan does have the map control. But let's talk about this fight. Oh my god. This is a slight problem for Recon right now because most of his army are super high pop. But as I say that, he does seem to be able to push this back. But I was gonna say that Recon has a lot of high pop units, and even though those war chariots are 4 population, they only count as 1 unit when they garrison inside the siege tower. So.
That's very true. So it's going to be hard to fill up those siege towers, but at this point we're talking range siege H4 battle, so I think siege towers kind of lose their value. They are very good against those ranged balls that we sometimes see in the mid game. So at this point Recon...
Yeah, he is trying to...
He's getting war chariot champion.
Yeah, that's very good. He could use that. Those Palantones in the back are being annoying. But this is what I was saying earlier. Asabara are just such an annoyance for Babylon to deal with. And he does have Asabara champion, it makes them even
Yeah,
tankier.
so good. So
Yeah.
Zertan getting some more armor upgrades. He's getting Pierce attack, Pierce armor. Recon still is full H2. So that's one thing both players could really spend their resources on right now. I think it would be important to prioritize maybe armor upgrades a bit more than they are.
Yeah, one upgrade that Zerdan is getting right now, and that's very good, is saddlebags on his market. So he is getting 64 gold per trip, but that's gonna be increased. He just researched it. It's gonna be 20% more now. So in the long run, he's gonna get a lot more gold
77.
than he would have normally. Yep.
The extra 20%.
Yeah, one thing though is that the score is not being super honest with us here. Recon is not as far behind as the score suggests, but he needs to make an army that can defeat this army of Asabar and mounted archers, and he does need some mounted archers of his own, maybe some war chariots. But so far, these Asabars are proving to be a big pain.
Oh my god. Sexy Henry donates
I can
$200.
only try.
What's going on?
Holy Jesus.
Oh my god.
I cannot believe it. Yeah, this final already.
What the hell, guys? I gotta play in this next tournament myself. I gotta earn some money.
Yeah. Oh my god, those war chariots can snipe those palans so fast if Recon focuses them down.
Yeah, so War Chariot
Yeah,
Champion
nice.
does give a 6 times multiplier against Siege. However, they do have to reach those Palantonans. And I really like this forward position being so clutch for Zertan. Just some Palantonans behind walls, making him fight for the middle, his fight for the middle so much easier. So these fights, these tug of war fights that sometimes happen on this match, they sometimes are decided, like the games are decided when someone makes a play from the side, or when someone pushes in so far to kill the other player's market route. So right now, it looks like we're set up for a game that's going to last a lot longer. Palantonan champion being researched, so these Palantonans will have more range.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
50% more
Recon
range.
is getting it now. But yeah, once again, as you can see, these cav units from Zertan are being big annoyance for Recon. Okay, so if he can trap these, it's gonna be good for him. Yeah, Zertan realizes that and gets away.
So-
or not.
Apart from the Asabara, what would you say are some key Persian units in this late game Persian army against Babylon? What should he be focusing on?
I think Palantonans are good, and maybe if the shield bearer count gets high, he could consider immortals, but maybe even cataphracts, unless Recon gets a lot of mounted archers, which he doesn't have right now. He is making more lancers, and honestly, you don't want to get lancers against Asabaras because they just lose. Asabaras are just better overall units, but Recon holding on and making more units, and he does have gardens, so he's gonna make his army really fast.
I feel he needs to spend some more resources on these upgrades, man. Like Zertan got the stable upgrades. Recon,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's correct.
like Zertan is just spending his resources a bit better. I mean, Recon has 4,000 gold. He could slap another armory down or two. Actually, he has 2 armories. He can just get all the armor upgrades really quickly. Zertan is doing a bit better job. He's kind of deciding the game right now as well with all these flank plays, just running around with the fast cav army, kind of transitioning. There's a few Palantonans here. He's also killing the houses of Recon, which is really a nuisance for him. At one point I thought a town center went down, but it's just these front houses, which are inconveniently
Yeah.
built at the front.
Yeah, he needs to micro those war chariots because if they're hitting the Asabar, they're not really doing much. Yeah, as you can see, like in this situation, the Persian army does better if both armies just aim move into each other. with the Babylonian army, you want to focus on the backline first, or at least micro your units,
And there's
because
a double layer of walls here. It's going to be contested.
losing that town center, it's gonna sting. So many walls in this game.
I really like
Jesus.
it. I really like it. All these walls. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, Zertan upgraded his own market line. He
Yeah,
built.
that's really good.
This is so good.
Wait.
150 gold. That's such a smart play to build markets here.
Yeah.
He's in the driver's seat for this map, I would say. Like, I mean, he's got this walled off. I mean, there is a Palantonan here defending, but there's Rams here. There are Ram champion. Asabara here. He got through these walls, which the entire army for Recon is defending right now.
Ooh, that market needs to survive. If that market dies at the bottom, it's gonna be such a detriment to certain. I mean, to Recon, but that doesn't go down, thankfully.
Well, he does have 5.5k gold, so it
Yeah,
would
but
be a
it's
while.
still a flow of gold income. But Recon needs to rebuild those walls. He is making more villagers, which makes me think he's just gonna go for some really slugfesty type, just concentrating of units. And Zerdan's probably gonna do the same with 102 villagers. He's just sending units everywhere, left and right.
And he just killed every single armory upgrade there is. And if you look at Recon's armories, he is missing 5.
Wow,
So he will soon be down 5 armory upgrades. Surgeon is playing this so well, attacking from every side, constantly pressuring Recon. And he's even gonna kill the armory. It's gonna go down. It does go down.
God. Well, maybe that's good. Maybe that makes
Surprise.
Recon.
The second one.
Oh, no, well, never mind. I was gonna say that maybe that makes Recon realize that he needs to rebuild an armory and actually get armory upgrades, but you already are at the pop efficiency disadvantage against the Persia player as Babylon, and if you're down 5 upgrades, then that just gets worse. And he is just once again making Lancers against Asabara, and you don't want to do that. If he makes like Spearmen or I don't know anything else, it's better.
I agree. There could be some more spearmen in this army. They are just so good, and they are not countered by any unit from the stable of the Persians.
Yeah, well, I guess you can make cataphracts, but
Oh wait, sorry, yeah.
it's not a very like one-sided or hard counter.
Look at Zertan. He's just on top of his game. He's gonna make a fort here. He has this position unlocked. Just sending waves of units in. This is a massive army. 17 Asabara, 9 mounted archers just pushing in the front. So
Yeah.
Recon
Okay,
did
there are the
decide-
spearmen. Yeah, that's better. Oh, there's a wander by Zerdan. That's pretty smart. Sometimes these games are just taking forever, and it's just better to put a timer on your opponent with a wander. And yeah, Zertan's just pushing in. He is ahead in population. He is constantly killing houses from Recon. I see his max pop just dropping constantly. I wonder where he's doing that, but maybe it's at the top.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
There were some houses, like, I think especially on this map it's really important to have your houses a bit in the back, because the rush isn't really that large.
What's happening with bottom left? No, left. Okay, that's never gonna reach anything meaningful in time. Actually, that army needs to be back home. Well, I guess it's he is forcing Zertan to make some of his Sabaros go there.
When all
And
these
that's one
houses,
thing that Zertan's pretty good at, is that a late game he sends these random Palantonans everywhere on the map and snipes your stuff.
he's making one from here as well. This one, oh, there's actually 2 Palantonans right next to each other.
Somebody called the Persian Palantonans the double ice cream cone cannon, and best name I've ever heard for that unit.
Town center does go
Oh.
down.
Yeah.
This is gonna get cleaned up. Yeah, these Asabara are just so strong. I do agree. You need spearmen or something against that. There are some, but
Yeah,
it's
there's
not gonna be
the-
enough. It's not gonna
There's
be
the
enough.
conceit. The resign from Recon, very well played. And
Game 3 going to
honestly,
Zertan.
I didn't expect anything other than this because I think Persia is quite favored um, against Babylon in most situations. And as you can see, oh, maybe it's time for you to update the leaderboard donation.
Yeah, let's see if I got a PM by Erie. I did ask him to, but I can imagine that he didn't catch up with it himself. Yeah, so the donation tracker that's on screen, that's also behind the eSoc account. I can change that as well. So yeah, okay, no one.
Yeah, we got $1 from CG Cure, 25 from Give You Anxiety, 150 from Zuda, and 252 from Henry.
Hold on, I'm just gonna change this. Wait. Okay, so we have 200.
Number one is Henry with 252.
And Zuta
Yep.
has 100.
150.
150.
150. Anxiety with 25. Well, actually, this must be 40 because he donated 25 today
Okay, so
for
the
anxiety. I mean,
252 by Sexy Henry are in.
that's the total amount. No, that's correct.
Okay, so the anxiety is 40.
Or 40, yeah. Eerie 5, Cure 1, and also you should switch the positionings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on it, man. I got it. It's gonna take a while, but okay.
There we go.
There we go. Sexy Henry taking the lead. Rather needs to step his game up. That's what's going on. Okay, let's not keep these guys waiting. Thank you to all the donors. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you guys are the best. So let's spin the wheel.
For game 4.
And
Big Island.
Big
Oh, it looked
Island.
like it was gonna go on Mountain Crossing again. Okay, Big Island.
Oh, that would have been really bad. But okay, Big Island. And so let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back for a bit. Actually,
Alright,
first
can you open
change the score.
maybe one stats page so I can talk to the viewers while you're gone?
Sure.
Maybe just put the the text and that one.
We're
Yeah,
back.
so as you can see, okay, sure. So as you can see, Recon got out teched here, and also he just gave the fishing pond to Zerdan for free, and you never want to do that. Most of this matchup goes in the way that Persia has map control thanks to Asabars, but in the very early game, Babylon can get map control because of those spearmen, because they're stronger than the Sparabara, and they train faster and they do more damage. So once he saw that Zerdan was going for that top pond, I think Recon could have considered making a barracks or even making a dock of his own, but just letting Zerdan get away with fishing there with no backlash was a big advantage to him, and it just let him slowly snowball out of control. And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat.
Alright, I'm back.
Come back. So yeah, it looks like Henry is actually even higher on the leaderboard with 302. Holy smokes.
Let's quickly
Oh,
change
by
that.
the way, we didn't update the total. So that's 302
Oh, you're
and
right.
then 150, so 452 and then 551, 591, 96, 97. 597. Easy quick maths.
Quick maths. Can I get a P2K quick maths in the chat?
Yep.
Okay, so let's yeah. I'm gonna invite the guys already. Yeah, let's talk about this game. Big tug-of-war game. Again, those guys playing pretty passively. I mean, we did see Zerton sneaking his villager onto the middle pond and just getting it completely uncontested, which kind of put him in an economic
Exactly
lead.
what I said while you were
sorry.
gone.
Okay, so is there anything left to say? I'll just show the chart and let you talk. Okay, right here we have the current villager population. Let's see what P2K has to say about this.
It looks like Zerton's economy just went untouched in the late game for like 6 minutes straight. That straight line in the villager tab means that no raiding was done by Recon. And Alberto is asking in the chat if Persian cavalry is better than baby cavalry. What can they do vs Persians? Well, like I said, you need something to kill the Asabars, and when you deal with them, it gets a lot easier. Maybe some spearmen, mounted archers of your own. Also, getting mounted archer champion is pretty crucial as Babylonians, because if I remember correctly, the Babylonian mounted archer champion just straight up increases in DPS, so it's good against basically everything.
Look at this.
Yeah, holy Jesus. Those idols, though.
I mean, it's really hard as Babylon. We always see Babylonian players having a bit more idle villagers on average, but this is it's a lot. It's like
this is a disaster.
An average of 10 at the end, like for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly check a bunch more of these stats. So, okay, certain gathering, about 8,000 more. You got this one we already saw. You got a bit more tax. He was 5 army upgrades ahead, right? Oh yeah, the armory got destroyed, so I actually thank God for the backup armory. Yeah, he was up 5 armory upgrades at the end, which is just so insane. So Recon says in the chat, I guess siege towers are not imba if they're 50% of your army. Okay. Yeah, if you take a look at the units killed and lost, certain killing a few more, but I guess he was using 2-pop units as well.
Yeah. Most of Zerton's army was Asabar and mounted archers, and they're all 2-pop units, so...
I think, so overall, the Zerton definitely got the better traits. If you consider this graph and you consider what happened, especially those fights in the middle where there were the Palantonans on top. I've seen a lot of fights that Zerton won, I feel, and at the end he was just able to
yeah, in the late game, those small little raids again, once again.
Alright, shall we go to the next game?
Yeah, let's go.
Actually, Zerton's gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get back to the game then. So yeah, this is the finals. Zerton just has to win 2 more games and then he's won the prize money. Let me link the brackets in the chat for you as well. So there's a 2-minute delay, so it will have appeared 2 minutes ago already. So this is a $450 tournament, and it looks like the next tournament will be almost $600 at least. Maybe we can cap it at 500 or something. So the winner of this game gets $157, and the loser gets $112.
Hold on, what's the score again?
It's 2-1 for certain.
2-1, are you sure? So the first one was...
Recon won the first one on Treasure Island.
Right.
And Equal Footing was won by Zerton, and then Zerton won this one as well.
Right, okay. Right.
Yeah, but
more.
Please do double check me, because there's a lot of things going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Don't ask me, ask the chat. There's so much chat going on. I'm gonna have to read this back after the games. Yeah, so we're still waiting for Zerton. What do you think about the market lines, like the way these players set up their?
I like Zerton is a lot better, much more. like double the efficiency.
They actually deleted
I
these
think-
markets at the end, so that they
Yeah.
would go the further route.
That's pretty smart. I would do that as well.
And what about him not
Yeah.
making any barracks units at the end? What do you think about that?
I mean, he was so far ahead in upgrades that it doesn't really matter that if he made not all the ideal units, but he did have some spar bar at the beginning, but at the end, you're right. No spar bar, no spearmen, not even any barracks upgrades, so he probably just got some early spar bar champion and then he just stopped. How many barracks does he have even? 2?
Yeah, I think
Think
just
so.
the 2 right here. He was building the Wonder, remember? With 4 villagers.
Yeah, that's how long is that gonna take? The Wonders have 600-second build time, so with
Right.
4 it's like 500 something.
Marshal the
So it
troops.
would have taken quite a long time.
Thanks for the host anxiety. Hosting with 1 viewer, that's gonna help a lot. Looks like we just
That's
saw these villagers kill up more.
Mind-boggling increase in viewers by 2.5%. Pretty good. Yeah, maybe
did
we can
like,
just go back to your city.
You want to
What's
see my
up?
city? Okay, he's back. Yeah. Okay. So we were waiting for Zertan. So my bad for the delay. It's good to give these guys a bit of a break as well. I would say it's important
For
them
sure.
to, It is big island. Maybe I'll show my home city one day. I can show my collection. If the stream's
You can
interested.
show people my city. How about that?
Oh, you can visit people now, right?
Right.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe at the end of the stream we'll get a little PF2K home city tour. Do you still have the Crete building, or did it become a
No, that
corrupted,
disappeared, but I put something else in instead. It's
Okay.
not as good, but it's acceptable. So we have CG Recon as the Red Norse. Wow, okay. As the Red Norse on the bottom right side of Big Island, and we got CG Zerden as the Blue Egyptians.
So what do you think about this
So-
spawn? Is this balanced? I mean, there's a woodland for him here. The next wood is kind of off. Certain kind of got the better end of the map spawn with 2 wood lines. But I would say this is not unbalanced and there's no need for a restart.
Can you check the top of the TC? That's fine. Yeah, probably is.
Yeah, this is okay.
For the golds, there's one there, and for Zerden, can we check Zerden's gold?
Yeah, they still have the scouts.
Yeah.
Cure said 2 minutes ago, shut up and start the games.
Shut up and start the game.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the voice reach it out as well. I'm sorry, Cure, you're gonna have to wait 2 more minutes.
I'm sorry, man. We were just waiting for Zerden to come back. And hey,
Marshal
what's
the
up with all the
troops.
Spanish chat?
Oh yeah. Are there any chat rules in the chat? Like, is it English only or? I'm guessing the official language of Project Celeste is gonna have to be Spanish after all these new Spanish players. Can you speak some
Oh
Spanish?
yeah, that's correct. No comprende at all. Fortunately. Alright, so there's the dock by Recon, and is Zerden going for a dock too?
No, he's instead going for barracks.
Okay.
So interesting. H1 late barracks. Very nice.
Alright. Yeah, very interesting to say the least.
So in the last best of 7, which was played last week, we also saw a game on Big Island, and it was Norse for Recon against the Persians for Zertan. And we saw a very nice multi-pronged attack by Recon, attacking on the sea as well on land and making some towers in really nice position and winning the game really quickly. So he's got his strategy for this game definitely worked out. Do you think he will go for a tower rush?
He is not gathering any stone yet, so not sure.
He's making the barracks. He needs to build a house now, or we'll be housed.
Yeah, and Zerton, I think he did see the dock, I believe. What is that red dot on the minimap? Are those sheep? Goats. The tactical goats. You leave them there, and if they get converted, you can know that your opponent has passed there.
Oh my god, this reminds me of one game I played against Supernatural on this map. And he scouted, I built like a dock all the way at the top, and he scouted it with goats just passing by.
Oh man, the MVP goats.
There's still like one meme about this on like the AOEO Trollface page. Long time ago. Yeah, here we go. Again, this always
double
happens.
tactical goats. Double tactical goat, one for each side. Now they can just both leave the goats there and know when the opponent scout has passed by. Zerden is now sending 4 villagers to the gold mine. And by the way, I think the golds are also pretty fairly balanced.
Yeah,
oh, that's
Rhino, yeah. I think this barracks by Zerton was just, oh shit, he's gonna lose his village. Oh, he's pulled off the wrong one. Oh no.
He's gonna survive.
Oh.
She's. Oh my god, if she. Oh damn. Imagine if the Rhino charged. Is he gonna delete
True.
anything there? No. Okay, that's close.
So, I think this early barracks by Zerton was just because he was afraid of like a forward outpost or any forward push or hidden barracks that he didn't see. It seems like it was for defensive purposes. He's gonna kill the scout.
Recon knows about this TC, and he does not have any stone gathered, so he's gonna be trying to put a lot of pressure on Zerton now with a 1 base build.
Yes, building a barracks in the middle of the map. Save the scout. The spearman is getting ideas of maybe crossing to the north side. But there's a big army. Zerton got his town center, so he went for the economic build. Recon is not getting a town center at all. He does have the dock, but he's gonna 1 base this and put on a lot of pressure in the next few minutes, and basically he will have to do a lot of damage. Ooh, looks like 1 goat disappeared.
Oh, the tactical goat is gone.
This is where I should have
is
like
the
a
goat?
mysterious sound playing. So triple Rex.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah. I still need to like. I want to set that up one day, like where you can just press a button and like the very nice sound plays. Ooh, a stable. Look at this.
Okay.
So we have triple Rex for
Well-
recon, and Zerton is gonna go for barracks stable. I'm not sure where his scout has been. I think his scout was just around his base, just scouting around his own base, scouting for any proxy Rex.
Yeah, well, there's 2 barracks there, and to be fair, Recon is not making spearmen, and camels are pretty decent against throwing axemen, because throwing axemen have quite a low base DPS. As you can see, only 6.5. So their real strength is their multipliers against ranged and infantry. So I'm interested to see how this goes. And there's some raiders on the way by Recon. That's really interesting.
Yeah, triple
But
barracks.
he is ahead already, 13 population ahead of Zerton. So he needs to put a lot of pressure on that second TC before Zerton can manage to get an economic lead out of it. And one thing I like to mention is that Zerton forgot to make a preset for his second TC. So his villagers are training at a slower rate than he normally would have. And that's very smart by Recon. He sent his raider in first. So the AI of the TC is focusing the raider, which has a considerable amount of pierce armor, but not sure about this. Recon is gonna see the army of Zerton now, and is he just gonna right click on the TC?
He is. Do you think Zerton can fight this? He's just gonna pick up reinforcements with the camels. He showed the camels, so Recon should be switching over to Spearman. You actually saw him cancel 1 round of throwing axemen to make Spearman. He is getting some stone back in his base. He already has 90 stone. The tower cost 100, so he is gonna build a tower as soon as he gets the resources, I would think. He's completely denying this town center.
Yeah, those villagers are just abandoning the TC.
Oh, and the priest just joined the army for Zerton, and he's just gonna go in. And where is the anti-cav? There are no spearmen here.
Not yet.
There's,
And that
there's one spearman. Oh, they're here.
Oh no, he needs to pay attention to that. And all this time, these trades are good for Zertan because the villagers repairing the TC and all the early damage that Recon has done would have been for nothing. And
some villagers do go down though.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see how the villager counts.
Recon has too much wood. Recon needs to retask his villagers. He has too much wood. Oh, there's the defensive tower by Zertan. Okay, he's making farms, interestingly enough.
That's kind of... That's, yeah, I think if you have map control like this, you could definitely go for like some berries. And not spend all the resources on farms. So okay, 33 villagers for Zertan against the 34 for Recon. He is going to build towers here. He killed the town center, but there is one defensive tower here. Zertan sending in his army, going to deny these towers.
Yeah, and that tower from Zertan got up and he's repairing it, so I'm not sure what Recon's plan is here, but he is pretty invested in this position. Oh,
now
there's
some anti-cav.
Big bunch of
13 spearmen.
Yeah, wow. That's gonna be a good turnaround for him.
And this spearmen,
they're
tanky. Like even against X-Men, they will still take a bunch of hits, a lot more than these throwing X-Men will.
Yeah, and these towers, man. He just doesn't care. He's just making the tower, and he is killing Zertan's tower, almost. But he's not sending all the villagers. So many villagers are just going in to repair the tower, but Zertan only has 54 stone left.
Sending in his own villagers to take down these towers. Villagers do have a bonus against buildings, but look at the HP bars on these villagers. They are going down a little bit, and this fight is actually going quite well for Recon. He's now up. Quick math, 25 population.
Yeah, now he's just losing those villagers who are chopping away at the wrong tree.
And Zertan actually did make a second town center here on this.
Once again, yeah. He does have a dock now, so he is making fishing boats now. So he's gonna be good on food income in a bit, but he's under a lot of pressure here with those towers from Recon, and he is just attacking those houses, and soon he's gonna house block Zertan, who is already in a pretty bad spot. So many almost dead villagers. If you look at the berries, there's like I don't know, like 7 or maybe less, like 4, 5, 6 very close to death villagers, and he is making his own second TC once again in a very forward position. Yeah, and those towers are just eating away.
I feel like Recon is not going as all in on this push as he was in the game in the last series, where he just did not build a town center at all. He only had a few fishing boats, I think. I guess there was also 4, but now he's also building a town center. He's not really going in that much. He's just going to contain Zertan. And if you look at the resources for Zertan, he has 1400 gold left, and when that gold mine runs out, I mean, where is he gonna go for gold? He has to go to this gold mine.
Yeah. How much does he have left on that first one?
1300.
Wow. Okay. He does have 800 on the bank, so he does have like 2100 gold left, effectively. Oh my god, that fishing party though.
Struggling for food as well. I mean, this berry patch is kind of uncontested, but where is he getting his food from now? He has 10 villagers on food, which is just these 7 fishers and the 3 fishing boats. He's not making farms. Back in Recon space, we do have the 6 farms. No farm upgrade though.
Yeah, no gold upgrade either. But those 3 camels have been there forever.
Yeah, I keep looking at them like as if something's gonna happen, but it looks like they did kill that one raider that was right here. They're just like reminiscing about good times.
Good old time. But 2 of them are almost dead, and the other one is just laughing at them for being on.
That's the leader in the middle.
Bragging and just showing off. Yeah, Zertan has enough gold to make a second priestess, I would think, because that one priestess that he has is almost dead, and she cannot heal herself. But if you have 2 of them, they can heal each other.
Oh,
Okay. They all died.
that happened really
He's
quickly.
bad, man.
So he's just gonna make towers in his own base, but I think like he's making farms now. Also doesn't have the upgrades. He's stockpiling gold. But what is he going to do? What would you do in Zertan's position now?
I think he should just turtle in his base, maybe get a couple more priestesses, and slowly but patiently try to push out, because Recon's got a really sick contain going on. He's going to H3, and I wonder what he's gonna make with it. Is he gonna make like chariots?
Chariots, champion
Not
action.
sure.
I mean, H3 Egypt is very good against Norse, I would say, but is it something you can afford in this position? Maybe not. Recon is pushing in.
About that.
There are defensive towers here. One town center shooting, 2 towers. One goes down really fast. But Recon, 50 population ahead.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
not
way
looking very
Zertan can
good for
fight
Zertan.
this, especially not while he's in this vulnerable position of aging up. He is going to queue up Champion X-Men, 2 chariots.
Yeah, but Champion X-Men aren't super good if you have only a few of them and your opponent has a bajillion units. And also, throwing X-Men are ranged units, so we can kind of split them for the first few X-Men that your
Camel
opponent
champion.
makes.
At this point, I don't think he can
Okay.
spend his gold on this.
No, like, there
Oh,
are
wait.
no ranged units.
Looks like these camels got split off. There's another duck by Zertan. He could trade with merchant transports for gold.
That's true.
At this point, it
So
may be
towers-
worth. But Recon is just slowly creeping up, securing this position.
Pop cap now at yeah, now he's trying to do some counter harass with these 2 camels, but Recon just sent like 8 raiders back to defend against that. Is that actually 8?
Yeah, your
Nice.
counting game is on point, man. Earlier you said like there's 10 villagers repairing, and it was exactly 10. I forgot to point it out.
Nice.
Okay, how many
Okay,
spearmen
well-
are in this army? Go.
17. Oh, nope, the other way.
26.
Oh crap, okay, 9 too much. I mean 9 too few. But there's
jinxed
just an insane amount of towers from Recon. Does he have the stone upgrade? I'm just wondering where he's... I think he's like almost every stone mine on the map. And
And Zertan is taking this fight, and I'm not sure. Recon is just kiting back really nicely. The Champion X-Men.
Champion X-Men, if they have to chase...
I do
Yeah,
really
he's-
like these few camels that are tanking these throwing X-Men hits. And there are some chariots in the back. I mean, this was a position that did not have a lot of towers in it, so it was maybe Zertan's only chance to defeat this and break out. He did close the population gap a little bit. Ooh, and he's building a town center
man.
here. Oh no.
That's really greedy. Yeah, you cannot really fight that. And finally, Recon going to H3.
Yeah, he did have that stone upgrade.
Yeah,
Boys.
once he gets to H3, those towers automatically get upgraded and do bonus damage against those chariots. So it's gonna be really good.
Oh really? That's how it works now. Okay.
Yeah, just immediately after reaching H3, if you just hover over the tooltip on the H3 for the Norse, it will say top on the queue. I mean. Yep, there you go. 25%
right.
guard tower. Yep. That's a very early change I made back in the day. But yeah, those fishermen, by the way, near the dock, they all are
I
sticking
never
with
knew.
each other.
You changed this at like the start of Celeste? Like we were talking
Almost.
about like the Eye of Woden up or now what's it called again?
Uh,
Freya's
No.
flight?
Freya's
Freya's
blessing, I think.
oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but I just made it into a shadow tech instead.
Okay, so
they
it
just
was that when we
automatically get
were
upgraded.
discussing that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, alright, so
okay.
Recon getting double armored upgrades, Zertan nowhere near any upgrades. He is just 30 pop behind almost. And is that a third TC? It
Yeah.
is, but Zerden's really struggling for gold. But I think he made some merchant transports. Actually, I believe I saw some, or not. Never mind.
No, but that would be really good.
Fine.
Oh, maybe you saw this longship creeping up
I
to
didn't
harass
see
the
that.
economy.
Yeah, that longship is gonna be a big pain. But yeah, look at these towers. The damage once they start shooting at those chariot archers, it's gonna hurt. If they shoot at the chariots, though, which they do not right now. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Oh,
look at
you're
that
right.
chariot.
That's actually a lot of damage hit to deal.
Yeah, they
25
die.
times 1.25.
Yeah, how much is that?
A lot.
Nice. That's a good answer. I like that. Oh my god, he upgraded the towers too. Even more damage. So yeah,
Just
Zerg is
walling in.
basically just super confined in his base with nowhere to go and no resources to gather.
The gold ran out. I mean, he has a market in his base. He's just selling off resources.
There's a throwing axeman champion which gives them snare too. So if you just get near these towers, those throwing axemen are just gonna slow you down and the towers are just gonna finish you off. And there are some farby orders being made by Recon, and there's not much in Zerdan's army that can deal with the farby orders right now. Mostly pierce damage and axemen who have little base DPS. Oh, and these dogs though. Oh man. Just look at Recon's vision of the map. He just painted the whole map red.
Does not know
Yeah, he
about
does.
that sneaky duck by certain
Oh
dollar.
god, these villagers are in range of the ship. Such an annoying position to be in as the
Yeah.
Egyptian here.
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh my god, these towers are even
insane
denying this
pressure.
wood right now.
Yeah,
And there's a lot
super
of.
contained.
There's
Farby
five
orders.
jobbers, which are the Norse Rams. And this is. Looks like the game will be
That
decided
one
here, maybe.
priestess though. Oh my god, that one priestess is the MVP here. She's been here since age 1.
Yeah, 45 HP. For oh no, there she goes. She goes down.
One more hit, rip in pieces. But yeah, and there goes that siege tower, and that's all the hopes that Zerdan had dealing with these towers. But he is hanging on there still, I think. Not sure if Recon can finish it off here, or maybe he can. Yeah.
Maybe you can
Jesus,
just
all
push in.
those
There
armor
are a lot
upgrades.
of towers here still. But these throwing X-Men are now champion. So actually, it's probably not worth it for Recon to just push in here with all these Pierce units and buildings shooting. I mean, these throwing X-Men don't have a lot of armor.
No armor except the armor upgrades.
Yeah.
Oh, but these Farby orders wreaking havoc. And yeah, look at that. Chariots that take forever to kill them. So long.
What do you think about these hard jars being added in the mix here?
I think it's good. They tank the TC shot, they tank the chariot shots, the tower shots, they deal with the axemen pretty well. And they don't have low DPS by any means. I think they have 10 DPS or 11 even. How much is that? 13.2?
Yeah, it's 11
Never mind.
plus 20%.
Yep. Okay, there's the resign by Zertan. Even a little later than I would expect. If I was him, I would have resigned.
Yeah, I agree.
Very well played by Recon.
So Recon
Super.
equalizing the series 2-2. Oh god, this is getting close. Okay, let's before anything, let's give these guys the new map while we look at our donation. So yeah, thanks again to Sexy Henry Zuda. I think Cure donated an extra $1 as well during that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
$2.
Someone has to be at the bottom of the leaderboard. It's gonna be Cure. Right, so 2-2. Let's do the map for the next game.
Let me read the chat. So much activity in the chat today.
Yeah, it's just scrolling so fast. Normally I like to read the chat a little bit, but right now it's just too much going on. Okay, so Treasure Island for game 5. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So once again, Recon showing off his Norse strategies. Just playing really aggressive. So Big Island just spawn you in a bit of a vulnerable position, with in terms of your second and third gold mines, and maybe also food. So Recon just recognizing that, and he's basically doing the same strategy as he did the last best of 7 last week. So you can't say that Turton didn't expect this. It's just very hard to deal with. Very nice execution by Recon. So sacrificing a bit of economy at the start. Actually, it looks like he was never really behind in villages. It's just once that second town center went up. I mean, he did have the dock compared to no dock for Zerton, but once the town center went up, it was already villagers dying.
Yeah, but also that population graph doesn't tell the entire story, because all of the blue villagers were just either running or repairing the TCs, and that's not gaining you anything in your economy.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at this idle villager graph for Recon.
Pretty good.
That's actually really good. I mean, Zerton was obviously in a lot of trouble and did not have a lot of space to move his villagers. But 86 villagers for Recon, and having so few idle, that's actually really impressive, guys. Wow.
Recon confirmed Norse-based god. Alright, so are we ready for the next game?
No, these guys are just still be right back and thinking about civilizations.
Okay.
So Recon says, I got Celt and Persia left, and Zerton has Norse and Babylon left.
So
this is going to be
there's
interesting.
Rather in the chat. So Rather is the main reason we are having this tournament. He donated the majority of the prize pool for this tournament. So hello there, Rather. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you here, man.
And nice to see you. Always a pleasure. Yeah, so let's continue with checking the stats. Current villager population was actually quite equal, but as you pointed out, those villagers running and the gathering. I mean, Zerton wasn't really able to afford many economic upgrades as well. So if you look at the storehouse, he basically just has handsaw. Recon got 3 more, so also not the best. Could have gotten some more.
Also, can you check the current gold graph? I think Zerton at the end, yeah.
Yep.
No gold, Recon
He was
lots of
just
gold, just
like
as I like it.
This little bump up was just him selling a lot of resources.
Behold the chosen one.
Thanks for the follow, Peanut Thor. Yeah, so this graph is actually quite important. Like, there was no way Zerton was getting gold. Yeah. I mean, he would have to go here, and Recon was actually already on this gold. Only 800 left.
Yeah, as I pointed out, look at the map.
So we're just shorting out the next civilizations by both players. So Recon, even though the villager graph was quite equal.
Look at the gold gathered difference.
Oh my god, that's actually insane.
Yep. It is. That just says that Zerton had 1 gold mine and then sold some resources for 217 extra gold, and that's it. He never gathered a single gold from anything other than a starting gold mine. Rest in peace.
Here we're donating $2 and he says Norse OP.
Norse up.
Norse up. This robot voice is just killing me. Okay, so yeah, Recon gathering a lot more. He also got 19 more techs, 4 techs to the 23. Wow. Yeah, actually this game, I feel it was kind of dragged out a little bit, but then again, Recon played it very patiently, did not push in.
Yeah, very well played by Recon. Yeah, time to add Eerie. to the leaderboard. Oh, he is there already. Nice. Make it a 7 and change the total to $600. Nice.
Thanks again, guys. This is yeah, it's more than we had for the current tournament.
That is actually insane, by the way. In one day, he got so much donation.
Dude, we just got another one. We just got another one.
Wallow me, babe.
We did?
Yeah, we got $69.69 by
From
Redder.
home. Oh, damn. Once again, coming in clutch, rather. Insane. That's gonna be a really funny number, by the way. Yeah. So cool.
Okay.
Let's go.
Actually, should he be above Zuta? Yep.
Behold the chosen one.
I'm gonna change
think
this
so.
after the next game, guys. We got work to do. Right, so game.
Long
5.
series.
Yeah. So at least 2 more games.
Yeah. 2 a.m. for me already. Feels bad, man. Alright, we got CG Zerdan spawning as the Blue Babylonians on the left side, and CG Recon as the Red Celts on Treasure Island.
For
One
me,
of
that's
the
nothing I
more
would
iconic-
rather do at 2 a.m. Just watching some good AOEO play.
Yeah, except being asleep, right? If you're sleepy. But I'm not, so.
Who needs sleep when you have Age of Empires Online?
Sleep is for the weak.
So what do you think
For
about
the
this?
weak plebs.
Some minor detail, Zertan killing a second hand while he's playing as Babylon.
I never do that. There was some debate with other players I was having before, like long ago. But personally, I think you should never kill a single huntable as Babylonians. You can just select. It's important that you select all of your hunters and your ox cart, and just right-click on a single deer, and then just leave them be, and they will all just follow the nearest deer all together, and have literally 0 walking time. That's how I like to do it, but I'd like to know people's opinion in the chat as
So
well.
what
Do
I
you-
think is that I always like to kill my first hunt because otherwise you will lose the 3 villagers will be killing the deer, which will take like 1 to 2 seconds. So for all these 5 deers, you will lose 2 seconds per 3 villagers. So that actually, I feel that may add up. So that's why I kill my first hunt.
Okay. What about you, chat? Let me know in the chat.
Ooh, there's a
You-
villager.
Okay, Zerdan's gonna spot this, I believe.
Yeah, he may have already scouted the villager leaving the base actually. Yeah,
No, he's gonna
definitely gonna
spot it
see
100%. There it is. Yep, there we go.
Surprise!
So, yeah. But Zerdan already gathering stone, and Recon is not. So, Zerdan already invested in some stone here, and if he wants to change his plan, he's gonna make his original plan a little bit delayed too, especially because the Babylonian docks are a little bit more expensive than normal docks. They cost 200 wood instead of the regular 150. Yeah, so if he wants to get a dock of his own, his TC will be delayed significantly. Has he started his ziggurat yet? He has, he just started it, okay.
Try to talk with Mayor Seed YouTuber for cast the next tournament, please, says Alberto. Sure, man. I'm down for anything if I can help. And I mean, we have a big Spanish community for the moment. I mean, it's nothing better than maybe I should start taking Spanish lessons or something. Co-cast with Major.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe you can cast in Dutch and he casts in Spanish and I cast in Persian all at the same time and
Cater to all viewers.
everybody's brains just explodes.
Another thing we could do is if like I could observe a game and stream it, and he's in the call. He's just commentating in Spanish. I mean, I'm down for anything.
Yeah,
I do
maybe
know
he can
I'm
just-
playing in the next tournament. That's for sure. It's too much money on the
Oh,
line.
because nice. Oh, well, maybe he can just like be in the call and mute his own mic and stream on his own channel if he wants to have like a Spanish community watching him do commentary in Spanish. But let's talk about this game while we have the chance. Oh, look at that ox cart, by the way, burning all the calories.
This is,
Nice, stuck in the walking animation, but
I wish
there's
there was like a
the second
moonwalk version
TC.
of this.
There's the second TC by Zerton in a rather safe spot. Not sure if I like the TC spot by Recon because he knows that Zerton was going for a second TC and you can be a little bit greedier with your second TC. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Especially he's playing Celts. I mean, he didn't spear rush, that's okay. But I think as Celts, you can get away easier with spreading your base a bit more, just because your army is faster on overall. And you are likely to be the dominant player for at least the beginning of the game.
Zerton sees the second TC of Recon as well. So here Recon is an advantage in the sense that he has also a dock on top of a TC, but Zerton on the other hand has those gardens, 3 of them done already. Oh, no, never mind, 2 of them done already, and he's making the 3rd and 4th one, making double villagers. And Recon is not making any extra fishing boats at the moment, but he is keeping an eye on the coast for those potential Babylonian docks. He did already get the fishing upgrade. That's really nice. Makes fishing even better than it is.
Yeah, and he got those 4 fishing boats early, so they're just getting a 5th one right now. You think at this point it's worth it to make a swan ship because you're so heavily invested on the water with 500 wood already on there?
Well, if you can constantly scout the coast and make sure that the opponent has no docks, I don't see why you would spend 400 resources on a swan ship. No, that's not 400, that's 300, right? 200, 100?
Lots of quick
Yeah.
math this stream.
Yeah, sorry about that. So Recon's getting a crap load of archery ranges, that's really interesting, but also Zerton getting to H3. He is loving those fast H3 strats, man. No military, straight H3.
And I'm still
And
working
he's
on
starting the
25
batch.
times 1.25, man, so it's all good.
Wow, okay. Let's not dig into that, but Recon comes in and sees the gardens. He knows that Zerton's playing greedy, and he's also now noticing that there's no military buildings once again for Zerton. Only 1 barracks being built right now. And yeah, he's already sending some units. A stable now. Do you think Zerton's gonna make royal guards? He actually leads that stable and makes a 3rd TC.
That's
Wow.
actually a very good idea to build like fast H3 against Celts for Royal Guards. I don't think we've seen this before, but yeah, so Recon built 5 military buildings. He has the triple archery range. And I think he knows what's going on, especially because Zerton did the same thing in game 1, I think it was. No, it was game 2 on equal footing. Going for the
Yep.
fast H3.
There's nothing Recon can do to stop that 3rd TC, but he can catch these. And Zerton knows that that army is on its way, and he tried to dodge, but I think he's gonna lose a couple villagers here at the very. If Recon right-clicks on that low villager,
And he did.
oh, poor guy got shot in the head.
Yeah, very nice. Targeting the low
Um,
villagers. These 2
okay.
got away.
And that's really good by Zerton. He's protecting the gardens with houses, so.
Oh, yeah.
Gardens have really low HPs, like 500, I believe. but he is making another natural wall of 750 HP houses, and he is making Royal Guards actually, so that's very nice. Royal Guards are super beefy units.
So this is
with
actually going to be a
really-
game that we've not seen like a lot, like fast Royal Guards being used against Celts. I actually don't remember if I ever saw this since the change, where they were H3. So they are 14 DPS, have only a 2 multiplier against infantry.
Yeah, but 14 DPS is nothing to sneeze at, and they have a lot more HP than longswordsmen. A lot
210
more.
compared to the 320, so
Yeah,
that's very
really
true.
population unit. And
And
there's
they-
the HP by Recon.
Looks like they're more of an all-round unit with a bit higher DPS and maybe not as high as a multiplier. So they will not fare that bad against slingers. Which
Yeah,
the
if
main
they can
army
close
is,
the gap. If they can close the gap, but unfortunately, Zerton does not have too many Royal Guards yet. And Recon has Druids with Slingers, and we all know how good that combination is at kiting away at from melee units. And Zerton's making chariot archers now. I find that a little interesting and questionable, to be honest, because I'm not sure what he's trying to kill with the chariots that he can't kill with the royal guards here. On that one scout is gonna be dead. DEAD, or is he?
Wait.
Check Recon's army. Oh, that scout is actually still alive.
You should
No,
send
I
it
mean
to his
Zerton's-
men. Oh! Here
That's one. Okay,
Oh.
whip and pepperoni. Oh
Yeah.
my god, like 50 million.
in the snow, it must be cold as well. So only the one stable, actually 2 stables already, and the 1 barracks. He's gonna add a 3rd
Yeah.
stable, so it looks like he will be going for stable play.
Wall gardens, and he's getting agriculture, which is the PvP exclusive tech that increases your maximum number of gardens by 2. So he will have access to 8 large gardens, which is a significant boost to his research and training rate. And does he have any ziggurat techs yet? Can you check? Oh, he does not. Wow, that's a big blunder. You really want to get pharmacology and cultivation as soon as possible. But to be honest, he's being put under a lot of pressure by Recon. He's just everywhere, man. Once again, look at the mini-map. He's just painting the whole map red. And yeah, not sure what you're trying to show here. And yeah, I
Just
thought you
observing,
did
man.
the rotation.
Leave
I
me
thought
be.
you did the rotation once per game.
It was a half a rotation. I was teasing the rotation.
Okay. And yeah, nice. At the moment, Recon doesn't have anything to deal with Lancers, actually. Only a huge military pop lead. Which actually I think isn't even true anymore. Recon had a big military lead, but then Zerton
Oh my
got...
god, this exploded.
Yeah,
He's actually
lot
going
of
for
chariot
massive chariot
archers.
archers.
Chariot Archer Royal Guard. And how often do you see that?
He got the Lancer champion a while back, and he only has the 2 Lancers right now. Oh yeah, I guess there's 3 more.
Anxiety saying in the chat, what's with giving away the sea for free these days? Metagame change is interesting. Yeah, that's true. In this series, first on Mountain Crossing, Recon gave the sea to Zerton for free. Now Zerton's giving the sea to Recon for free. Yeah, what's up with that? But one thing I'd like to point out is that Recon's army is just spread over the map, and Zerton's pushing with this big, huge army with 18 chariot archers last I checked. 20 now.
And they
And,
do deal
Recon-
30 DPS. And these are 3 pop units, so this is a massive army.
Yeah. Oh my god, those lancers, if he doesn't pay attention, those lancers are gonna get free hits, and he doesn't have pharmacology, so... Oh, and this is huge! He's not looking at his army, oh my god! So Recon engaging with half his army, actually. I'm not sure what he's doing with the other half, but he seems to be holding strong here because of the fact that those slingers have 50% pierce armor. And chariots, as high DPS as they may be, they don't die very fast.
I kind of
Chariots,
feel
but-
all the Royal Guards went to waste there. They tanked for so long here, but there was not really any backing up from the chariots for a while. And they were
Yeah.
kind of too far, I would say. And now Recon is able to transition a little bit, get some more horsemen, which I think will be very important in dealing with these chariots. I mean, a horseman, 10 speed to only 8.4 speed. Actually, he got the upgrade, looks like. Got the first speed upgrade. He also has an armory. Actually, let me hotkey both these armories.
Rather saying take agriculture in memory of the mist, that's very true. He is Age of Empires Online's most famous farmer. Oh, and one thing I'd like to say that wall by Recon is made in a way that he cannot make a gate on, so that's basically walled off for both sides. And yeah, he was trying to surround Zertan's army, but
There's another
he
one
ran
right there.
away in time. Yeah, that's another super wally wall.
So we have 88 villagers for Recon to the 94 for Zertan. So yeah, kind of evenly creeping up in the villager count. There's a small
Yeah,
lance
now-
right here.
Yeah, but Recon now has access to horsemen, and how horsemen counter lancers, and they do pretty okay against chariots too.
And this army from Zertan is consisting of more and more lancers. There's 12 now, no mounted archers at all. He is getting iron wheels, which is just... Everyone always forgets about this upgrade. It's gonna give 10% more health and speed.
That's really bad engagement for Recon. Yeah, he does realize that fighting under the fort is never a good idea, but those horsemen are just taking free hits, and there's almost no horsemen left in the army of Recon now.
There were
And
some...
what happened to those lancers?
Okay, look, there's 5 horsemen here. Looks like they killed the lancers. Oh, I love this by Zertan. He's making such good use of walls in these games.
Yeah, that's true. Both players really, but Zertan probably a little better. And there's the H4 by Recon. What do you think he's gonna get out of H4?
I think he's probably gonna go for Carpentums. I mean, it's the go-to unit for Celts. H4 it has been for a while. Even though I really like the World Raider champion myself, I'm thinking he's gonna get Carpentum champion right at the start. I mean, he has 2,400 gold banked. Let's see what he does though. There we go, Carpentum
That's
champion.
really annoying. Yeah, once Carpentums hit at the battlefield, I think those chariot archers are gonna hate life. And I believe Recon has a Slinger champion, and he very smartly sends them separately so that they can reach the army of Zertan faster, and he's just trying to cut off, and that army's gonna get stuck there, and he's gonna lose everything, I believe. Okay, never mind, that small hole in the...
MVP hole. If this one villager did not cut there, this villager is like saying him, like, what are you doing, man?
You should have body blocked. Oh my god.
All the villagers
He
should have been in that
doesn't-
hole. He's just gonna run around.
Hold the hole. Hold
Like
the hole.
holding hands together.
Mhm.
Like lances pushing their back. Hold the hole. Okay, he's going H4 himself now as well, Zertan. Looks like he did
So
get
many
add
gardens he
iron
has.
wheels. It's
Yeah,
true, yes,
eight
the 8
gardens.
gardens, the max amount for H3. Okay, so
And
we do have Carpentums. Actually, where are the... Oh, here's one. So Carpentum, not sure if you guys know this unit. H4, very speedy chariot, which deals area damage with this champion upgrade. It recently got a nerf in its DPS and a higher multiplier because of its insane strength. Okay, combined with area damage, there we go. And the speed.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty good. And that army of Zertan at the top get cleaned up, and now what are these slingers doing? Okay, it's gonna take them a while to kill the siege tower, but yeah, when it's
Maybe
just
like,
one siege tower.
They put them there to prevent the pathing from the siege tower, so it couldn't hit the ram, couldn't hit the fort.
Yeah, maybe. There's the log. I mean, the stone thrower from Recon very smartly gonna take this fortress first before Zertan's able to make a Palantonin out of it. And
Ooh, and
yeah,
these siege towers are being used, but sadly for Zertan, he only has very high pop units, and it counts per unit. So there are 6 lancers in here, there's 3 chariots in here, and that's still gonna mean a lot of DPS. 43.2 range DPS in area damage.
all this time that stone thrower. Oh, never mind. He got. I think he when he drag boxed his army, he forgot to retask the stone thrower, and now it's attacking something other than the fort. But
Right.
now Zerdan's repairing the fortress, so it's gonna survive this for now. But even more horsemen coming in from Recon and double stone thrower production by Recon. Where's the second fort? I don't see it. Has to be. Oh, yeah, of course. Is now just tug of war between them, but Recon seems to be getting the better deal, and that's hugely in part because of the druids. The druids give him so much sustain. Does Zertan even have pharmacology yet? Can you check the Ziggurat?
He does not.
Does not. He did get Iron Wheels, and he's now getting Total War, which is a super good upgrade. Especially with someone like Zertan's playstyle, where he just tries to go in people's wood lines late game and do economic damage. But yeah, that fortress going down means that there's no more production for Zertan.
Oh, did you see that play?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The 1 HP stone thrower getting sniped by the siege tower with only 3 mounted archers inside. And that's a great way to start off an engagement like this for Zertan. So let's take a look at the armory upgrades. Looks like Zertan has every single H3 armory upgrades. Recon lacking behind, and I think he's only getting his first H3 one.
No, he's getting the H4 pierce damage upgrade.
Okay,
I did
okay.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah, he has all the pierce damage upgrades, and that's pretty good for him because he has lots of slingers left and lots of carpentomes on the way. But slingers are not gonna kill war chariots, that's for sure.
But he is going to be behind in 3 armory upgrades.
Yeah, and Zertan's only gonna get more ahead because of those gardens.
Oh, what the
He
heck?
now has. Oh, we missed that. Yeah, okay. Ram ships eating all of the Recon's food economy.
Yeah, so looks
But I'm
like
sure he has.
Zertan sneaked 2 docks here, and he's just killed the entire fishing economy of Recon, which was fishing over here because the fish ran out.
But Recon is low on wood right now, which makes me think that he has made a crap ton of farms. If you look at his base, yeah, there's some.
Take a look at the
May-
economic upgrades. Recon is getting the final farm upgrade right. It's not the final farm upgrade. You can
Celts
still.
have all farm upgrades. Yeah.
I always forget which shift has which. And Recon is just pushing in, but I feel Zertan is still in a pretty good position. What composition
some
do you
Void
think
Raiders now.
would be nice? I think maybe some Babylonian Spearmen. I think they are a very underrated unit, and in many situations they
think-
would pretty good.
I think right now some lancers, some mounted archers, and some war chariots would be pretty good. Maybe like that might seem funny, but shield bearers can also do a lot
Yeah.
of tanking for those carpentones.
And he needs some cheap, low population units to put inside those siege towers. I mean, I just saw a war chariot in there. That's probably not something you want to do, consider it will only add to 1 unit being added.
If
And
you
it's
want
a
to
4
put
population
war
unit.
chariot, yeah, you want to put 48 pop in a 5 pop unit. It's like 53 pop in 1 unit. That's not something you want to have. Like you can have 2 of those and your entire military is there. But as you can see, these war chariots doing a lot of work.
Oh no, he's
And-
putting them in there! No! You got 6 war chariots.
53 pop, 53 pop, siege tower hype. Oh my god. Did he get the last 4 gardens, by the way, Zertan? No. No royal agriculture. No cultivation, no pharmacology. Not like this.
Yeah, so at this
Alright,
point you
so-
really want to get cultivation. It's an upgrade that pays for itself really quickly. Also, pharmacology is, yeah, as you pointed out, I think it was last week, this effectively decreases the DPS of your opponent's units. by 1 for
Yeah,
every single unit, so it's so good. And this, even though Zertan's wall game is looking really good at the start, this left side is kind of vulnerable.
Yeah,
We already saw
those-
some caravans going down.
yeah, and the thing is, Recon has like three markets, so if they trade caravans, it's better for Recon because he can make them a lot more quicker. But I guess on the other hand, Zertan has gardens, so both of them getting the last stable upgrade, that's really good. But yeah, Recon's basically ignoring the army of Zertan at this point and just going for the caravans. And as you can see, Zertan making 2 more gardens. Oh my god, I'm so sleepy. 2 more markets at the top left next to the old one.
And there's only 5 caravans left. Maybe a few more. There's only like 7 caravans left for Zertan. So his entire gold economy got shut down there. He does have 14 villagers on here. He did clear out the docks for Recon. Yeah, no fishing boats. Looks like there was a little more of a fight there. But he could go on the island and discover the treasure, which has been scouted now. It's 2 juicy gold points.
Is that why this map is called Treasure Island?
Maybe.
Who would have thought? Okay,
Oh my god, the
Bantam
area damage
villager.
of these carbon tombs, just melting these villagers. Certain is at 86 villagers still, so pretty healthy amount. Steve would disagree, but
he has no gold and he has no way to gain gold right now. He has no markets and
that just ran out.
yeah, wow, and that one stone thrower is just killing the market and the fortress. And Recon is just playing the same game as Zern did to him on the Persia versus Babylon game, and that was just running around the map and sniping stuff here and there, killing forts, killing villagers, killing buildings, and for the longest time, Zerdan has been stuck in the 166 pop because of no access to any gold.
And Recon is maxed on the other end. He's getting his H4 melee attack.
Damage.
He is still lacking 2 armory upgrades after this. And Zertan, since we checked last time, hasn't gotten any more armory upgrades. So this puts Recon in the lead by 2.
2, yep. Does he have any Bard Hall though? I guess he doesn't really need. He doesn't have many.
I do really like how he mixed in some road raiders a while back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he does have a board hall.
He does. No upgrades though, but +1 for trying. And Scorpio just pointed out in the chat that no rights, and that's very true. No rights by Recon.
So Recon did confess earlier that Celts are probably his worst civilization. They don't really cater to his playstyle as well, I would say myself. But he does manage to win a game against Babylon.
Very well played. What's the score now?
3-2.
3-2. 3-2 hype, boys. So, really nice game by Recon. He did get the fish, the water for free. As Anxiety pointed out in the chat a little earlier, just letting people fish for free is not a good idea.
Alright, so let's look at the next map for game 6 in this best of 7. So, match point.
Sorry, I need to say this, but Scorpio says that PF2K best Adna impression. What did I do that was impersonating Adna? Can you tell me?
I don't remember.
I'm curious. Yeah, I don't remember either.
Maybe it was when you pointed out the Treasure Island? Why it was called Treasure Island?
Maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, sorry, you can go ahead?
Actually, what was I gonna say? I'm just talking to the players. Let's change the score here. Yeah, so actually both players only have 1 civilization left, so we already know the matchup.
It's gonna be Persia versus Norse, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be Persia against Norse. Just gonna remove these guys from the party. Alright, and let's take a look at these game stats. So yeah, what kind of game did we have? Certain going for the fast H3, and once again he was able to get away with it, but yeah, what happened from there?
Hold on a minute. Lambda Viking just said in the chat, why is Recon 202 pop?
Interesting.
Does he have any augers?
Yeah, you could have converted the unit. That's one way to do it.
That's really weird. But anyway,
Must
yeah,
be an
look at
explanation
those
for
walls.
this.
Look at those walls, man. Hercules must have pulled his entire hair out at the sight of those walls. Oh God, look at that. Every wall you build, a strand of hair falls from Troller's head.
I don't know how I got the 200 pop, 202 pop. I mean, there's one way is to convert units, and the other way is if a game is really laggy, you can train units from other units, and it can happen like that. But no, is there an upgrade you can get? No, can't think of it right now. Okay, let's quickly go over these stats. Current villager population, certain being a bit more economic and going for the fast H3, getting his garden. So he was ahead in villagers for majority of the game, but he was not able to gather more resources. Actually, he was outgathered by 14,000, which is surprising if you look at this graph. He did quite a good job on the idle villager. So maybe comparing economic upgrades would be an idea.
No stone upgrade, only one gold upgrade.
Yeah, Recon definitely doing a better job on that.
Yeah, and also no cultivation is a big deal. Like, you can have basically 12 free pop on food when you get cultivation in H4 with 12 royal gardens. That's a lot of effective economic population that you're missing out on. There's that.
For sure. Let's take a look at the current military population. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that it's. I always have to point out the units and population difference. Like this shows units, and yeah, some units are more than one population. So certain is gonna be really low in this, even though he had units that were 4 population and he had units that were 5 population. So can't really conclude much from that.
Holy Jesus, 24,000 more resources. That's a lot. And 14k of that was in gold. Yep.
So
Nothing else to say.
Recon getting 11 more techs as well. We did
Well,
see him take
that's
the armor leader.
technically 10. That's 10 because of H2 of Babylonians, but yeah. Let's get to the next game, please. Persia versus Norse on what map was it again? Treasure Island.
Shelter pass.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah, the walls counted as a unit. But I'm really this one unit, this 2 unit population are bugging me out. Right, I'm gonna. Let's see, did I change the score
You did.
on here as well? I did. Okay, so I'm gonna have you do the introductions as well. Well, I'll be right back.
Okay, we got CG Zerton as the Blue Norse on the 11 o'clock position, and we got CG Recon as the Red Persians spawning in the bottom right. The city name of Recon here is actually the same name of the city I literally live in right now. So there's that. But this city must be like 2,500 years older or more back in time. But from what I'm seeing here, doesn't look like either player is going for a fast barracks. There's the third villager on wood for recon, so I think he's gonna go for an H1 barracks regardless. And not sure on the other side because I cannot move the camera, but those goats might get stolen by certain, but they weren't. So both players scouting. And there's a fourth villager onto wood for recon, so I believe the next villager is gonna make a barracks. Or maybe he can just build it now.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. There's the first barracks by Zerden. Interestingly enough, he got his barracks up faster with recon, and recon is not making a barracks, is he? No. Oh, I think there he goes now. No, he's not. So that makes me wonder, why would you go for such an early amount of wood if you're not planning to make an H1 barracks? That's interesting. So he is gonna go for fast H2. And Zerden on the other hand is gonna go for an H1 barracks, building it with a villager and a scout.
Yeah, so different approaches. Do you think Zertan will do a tower rush?
Not gathering stone yet, but he may do that because that's the way he got really pushed on the other map on Big Island, and the same situation is happening here. Basically, Recon going for a fast TC, Zertan going for an one TC build, and that Spearman's rallying in. Is Recon gonna scout it? Let's see.
Yeah, so Recon Scout not really in position to deal with these spearmen and like hit them as they cross the map. You can deal a lot of damage. Also, Recon hitting H2, no A10 yet. Also no wood upgrade.
No handsaw. And the second TC. Alright, so the one saving grace here for Recon is that his second TC is in the range of the first, and it's covering his wood line, and that's something that Zertan didn't have. And funnily enough, that ranged scout is just shelling away at the wood gatherers of Recon, and maybe in like 2 minutes he's gonna kill one villager. Yeah, that's just 1 damage per hit, so 150 seconds. And if Recon gets 810, then all of his work would have been for nothing. But Zertan comes and sees the second TC, so he knows that he needs to do a lot of damage to Recon's economy if he is to survive. I mean, if he is to get an advantage here. He is rallying in, still not gathering any stone though, but he is making a forward barracks, and there's a defensive tower by Recon. Does he know about the barracks? He probably guesses about it. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Did not scout it quite yet.
Nope.
So I was just looking at this hunt transition for Zertan. Did have the second hunt set up already, but looks like there will be some idle time.
5 villagers, yeah.
It's actually a lot of idle time. So he is gathering stone now. Actually, there's no one to build this storehouse right now. Looks like he wants to get.
So he has started gathering stone, so he's gonna make some towers. Oh my god, those hunters at the top, are they really gonna gather from those deer from there?
Interesting decision.
That's he is gonna be really late with those infantry units if he gathers food like that. But there's the first defensive tower by Recon, and he made a stable first, so that's actually the same reaction that Zertan had to Recon's push, and he got a stable. But here the Yasubaru are stronger against the throwing axemen than the camels are a lot stronger actually. But those hunters on the top of the map really trigger me.
Yeah, and one thing to point out is that Zertan gathered so many more goats across the map. It's really those double scouts coming in clutch, and just I think he had like at least 1,000 more food in terms of goats. Well, maybe not
This is pretty
1,000.
huge actually. Recon's stone is being pressured by the tower, so he is not able to make too many towers with the current stone that he has, but Zertan's not focusing down actually. He is okay, now he abandons the stone mine. Does he have access to another stone mine anywhere close? Not really. But he is sending 2 Asabara, and I think that's pretty smart because it's gonna be a couple like a little bit of time before Zertan can actually push in the base of Recon.
Oh, and this
And
tower
he-
is actually being hit by the town center. So one thing
Yeah.
I really don't like by Recon right now is that he doesn't have a tent, and he's losing so many villagers. Oh, that's safe. That was actually sick. He needs a tent though. There's villagers with low HP. His base is under attack. You're playing the Persians. There we go.
There's 810, and I really like how Recon is focusing the unbuilt foundation of these towers because infantry can build towers, but they cannot repair them. And that's one advantage that Recon has over Zertan right now. It's that he can repair his towers while Zertan cannot. So those towers are almost dead. Okay, so Recon did get that his Asabar right defended, but still that push by Zertan is not doing so much yet. So if Recon is patient, he is gonna survive this because I mean Zertan's not pushing any critical resource spots yet.
He got lucky with his gold spawn a little bit.
Yeah. And maybe he can just put one villager on the tower to repair it.
Yeah, that's
And
actually a really
that's
good point you made there. It kind of blew my mind that you can hit the foundation of a guard tower, and that's really smart to do when it's going up. And also you can repair while Norse cannot repair. Looks like
Zertan sent a villager. Did I see it that wrong? Oh, this is really huge actually. On the right side, these small armies getting found by the army of Recon. That's really good because Recon has better economy and Zertan's own base. So every unit that they trade 1-for-1 is in favor of Recon. Oh, and that one throwing axeman, he didn't get to finish the job. Recon can actually send those Asabaras and kill all of those towers now for free because there's nothing guarding it.
look at how much damage this unbuilt tower is taking from the town center. It's going down so fast. And now it's getting double hit.
Yeah, but that one tower from Recon is gonna die. He just needs to put one villager on the tower and repair it. Oh, and that's not a good engage for...
He had no
Recon.
idea that the buildings were here, losing a lot of his
But-
army there. There's still a new
Yeah.
force here. Some Spara being made, which I really like.
Excellent, yeah.
Come on,
And,
come on.
Repair!
No!
Oh boy, rip it, pepperoni. But there's another tower being built in the place of the first, but Recon is just gonna focus it down once more. And back home, Zertan does not have a second TC up yet. He is behind 30 population now almost. So Zertan's really in a bad spot here if he can't do more economic damage to Recon. There's another building going up. I think that was stable, but I'm not sure.
For
Yeah,
Zertan.
Yeah, sorry. That tower, if it gets up, it's gonna be tough for.
Oh, this. Oh, it's an archery range.
Yeah, okay. I
Interesting.
mean, he can use some skirmishers because they have a lot of range. He can snipe the archers, but Recon's just sending all the villagers, pulling the boys and girls, attacking the
he
tower.
does have loom. He does have loom, and this is where he's gonna make his stand.
Yeah, and that's really nice. Like I said, Asabar are super good at dealing with the throwing axemen, much better than the camels. And Zertan recognizes that, and he backs off behind his buildings.
I really like how he
Some of
moved
the
his bowman
villagers-
on top of the tower so they couldn't get hit by the minimum range. He survived
Yeah.
with 8, and this is actually, he's breaking out. He's ahead in population, he's ahead in villagers by 13.
Those 9 villagers, though, the ones that are gathering stone now. The other ones, yeah. Oh, there's actually 9. Well, those 9 villagers didn't give a crap about the Norse army. They just rammed in their pickaxes and shovels into the towers and now are gathering stone.
Yeah, you're sitting at 3 out of 4 number guessing right now. Looks like we missed a
That's
raid over
a
here.
75% success rate. I'll take
As
that.
Robs would say, that's 75%. Yeah, I think I missed a raid here. Not sure what they did. I don't see any damaged villagers.
Oh, there's a second TC by Zerton. We missed that. So.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, he invested so much in those forward buildings, and now Recon has killed them all. So back home, he has what? He has no buildings actually, except the initial barracks that he made. So if Zerton gets attacked now, okay, he's making new buildings.
That's
now,
one
and
nice
that's
thing
that-
about the Norse civilization. If you survive with 20 plus infantry units, you can make them really quick, those military buildings, without losing a lot of villager seconds. But they did commit a bunch of villagers. It's making 3 barracks, now sitting at 3 barracks, 1 stables.
Not making any spearmen, and Recon has like I don't know like 18 Asabar or something.
Oh, 13.
How many?
Ouch.
13. Okay, still 60% though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Those Asabaras need to be dealt with, and Zerton is not in a position where he can deal with the Asabaras using raiders. You need to have spearmen against that, but now Recon is just pushing in. Every longhouse you kill from the Norse reduces their population cap by 10. That's a huge blow to their production capacity, but
And he's
that's
popped up
really
right now.
smart. Yeah,
Can't
just
make
like I
villagers.
said. Look at that positioning by Recon, by the way. Just killing those wood gatherers from a safe spot and sending the Asabar elsewhere. And back home he's making spearmen, and he's gonna easily defend the raider raid. And he's even repairing the walls. Yeah, those raiders are good as dead already. Persian spearmen just wrecked Cav. And he's... Yeah, just like I said, no damage. Recon going H3. Nicely done. Does either... Well, Zerton surely doesn't have an armory. Does Recon have an armory?
Certain just built an armory, he does not have any upgrades yet. Recon, I don't think he has one.
No, he's just... I think he's probably skipping armory for now in favor of fast H3 and immortals even. But yeah, there's the GG. Wow. Damn, that's
It's a pretty quick game. Wow.
that's a pretty good. That was an excellent defense by Recon as well. Not panicking, making his own towers.
I think that
Yeah,
that
in around.
stable at the start, I was a bit hesitant about that, but it kind of put Zerton off a bit. Delayed his rush a little bit. Yeah, just
Yeah,
so well played
If
by
you're not, if you don't have spearmen, Asabar are gonna wreck you. It doesn't matter which civ you are. Throwing axemen do not have the tools to deal with Asabara.
Where's
And
the
yeah,
music?
very well played. I don't know. I have no sound.
Oh, you don't have sound. But very nice. Recon even going H3 behind this. He was just so ahead after he broke out of his contain. So we've seen a lot of successful contains, but not many Norse contains failing. And this is just a painful reminder of how hard it is to pull this off as Norse. You're putting yourself at a really big disadvantage by not going for a fast town center. And if you can't deny your opponent resources, which maybe on Sheltered Pass is a bit harder to do, consider yeah, there's often some stuff in the back and on the sides. Still,
That
very
was a
nice
really
defense.
good defense by Recon. We shouldn't really take anything away from him. He remained calm. He knew what he wanted to do, and he did it. So nicely done. We have the winner now, ladies. CG Recon winning 4-2 in this best of 7 series. saving us from a last game because I'm super tired. 3 a.m. here.
Yeah, thanks a lot
GG.
for holding out for so long. Okay,
No,
so
that's so good.
yeah, let's take a look at these stats. So first of all, yeah, for any new players here, the current villager population chart is what you want to look at after every game. This is the first thing you should look at and see, did you keep up in making villagers? Well, these guys definitely kept making villagers throughout, but Recon had a second town center, so his curve is going to be a lot steeper. He was ahead by a lot of villagers quite early into the game already. So, because he went for this town center, he was down in military population, just was able to hold out until about the 9th minute mark, where he, probably a bit before that, where he had a larger army than Zertan did, because of his economic advantage. Taking a look at these idle villagers. It's actually really impressive by both players.
Yeah, Recon not going above 7 villagers idle for the last 2 games. That's pretty good. I actually took note of that last game too. By the way, now that we have time, how was the casting, guys? Do you have any feedback on that? Well, do consider that I was pretty tired for the whole cast and I got joined on a pretty short notice, but if you have any kind of criticism or positive or negative feedback, please feel free to state it in the chat so we can take note and improve for the next time. And
We're still working on
yeah.
our chemistry off stream.
Yeah, off stream. No Kappa pride.
Casters
So yeah, I
Bootcamp.
think if you know what I mean. Once again, Recon gathering way more gold than Zertan, as was the last game and the game before that. I just think that Zertan didn't put pressure where he needed to. Like maybe he could have put his his tower pressure a little bit more to the left, so it harassed the wood line of Recon. But overall, Recon did get a little lucky with his gold spine, as you mentioned.
Still, it was on the. I mean, it was on the side. It was not completely behind his base.
Yeah.
There's been many games where like a side gold mine has been denied very well, or wood. I mean, maybe the angle of approach was not ideal for Zertan. I mean, Recon was getting wood from here. Maybe a bit more on this side would have been better. I don't know. It's hard to pull off a good tower rush, especially nowadays that people are defending with their own towers, which is just so nice.
Yeah, that's really good. Like, if there's one thing that we got from this tournament, was that people are making more towers now, especially now that they got cheaper, and I think that's really good and fresh for the meta.
Yeah,
love seeing that.
We could still see a bit more walls. I think that's still quite of an underused building. Oh yeah, building. I guess we have a wall over here.
Don't tell that to Troller though. He hates walls.
Ice balled anyway. Doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Last game.
Yeah, last game took his entire hair collection off his head. Yeah, I think that's it for the series.
Hashtag give selfie trolley.
Right. Hashtag no hair.
Right. Yeah, just finishing off these post-game stats. 2 more texts for Recon. I don't think any armor upgrades. Yeah, Zertan was just getting his first one. Recon never had any.
He took the best upgrade too. Pierce armor, but just not enough.
And oh, look at this. Recon actually killing twice the amount of units in Zertan.
Yeah, those Asabars never died. I told you, man. Like, Asabars are insanely good units if you don't deal with them directly. They have 20 base DPS, 480 HP.
Such a good unit.
Such a good unit, man.
Okay, yeah. Before we end the stream, yeah, I need a new screen for ending, because it's always like game 6 starting in a few moments. Yeah, guys, just want to thank our donators for the next tournament. I mean, we've had such. I think this is the stream in Age of Empires with the most donations ever. We're holding the world record right now. You can still donate if you want to set the record up a bit higher. I'm just joking. We got so much. I mean, Sexy Henry coming in clutch. He's gonna fund, as it's looking right now, almost half of the prize money for the next tournament.
I just hope that he doesn't demand us to name the next tournament after him. You know, the Sexy Henry Classic. Well, I guess that does make a good name for a tournament. The Sexy Classic. But
Sexy Classic. Yeah, maybe we can
yeah,
have a talk with Sexy Henry. Yeah, but kind of that
Behold the chosen
that
one.
does not really do justice to Radder and to Suda. Oh god, I've put the donation. I put the following thing over the donation bar. This is going well.
you forgot to press transition, by the way.
Alright.
Oops.
Whoops.
There we go. So thanks everybody for watching. It was a blast. I loved co-casting. Thanks for the opportunity, and I think I'm gonna see you all later, next tournament maybe, or some show matches or something.
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and thanks P2K. Always a pleasure.
Take care.
Later, guys.